Andrew Koshi, able to give extended relief outings, save the rest of these arms. Everyone's fresh and ready to go today.
You speak of Colton Sampson, the third member of our crew. Sideline reporter CeCe Gabriel is standing by with the starter now.
Thanks, guys. Here with left-hand pitcher Colton Sampson. Colton, thanks for your time today.
Of course.
Your path is a little bit different than other players in the Cape. You are from junior college of Seminole State. How has it been just transitioning into the Cape Cod Baseball League?
It's nothing shocking. I'm not surprised. Even though I'm JUCO, I can still compete at the highest level. I think I have the talent. So it's nothing really new, not a shocker. So.
When you are playing and representing players from JUCO, do you feel like when you're out on the mound, you feel like you're representing more than yourself?
100%. It shows that even just any JUCO player can play at the highest level and compete. That's all it is competing. So,
when you think about your game so far, you've only allowed one earned run. How does that success feel when it comes to thinking about that you're playing against some of the best and biggest programs in the state?
It feels great to only give up one and showing the talent that I got and just showing what I'm made of and the competing.
And going up against YD today, you're starting on the rubber. How is your preparation looking in comparison to relief pitching?
I'm just telling myself more mental that I got it and it's nothing new. It's just another day to pitch and play ball.
Great, Colton. Thank you so much, guys. Back to you.
3, 2, 1. Thanks so much, CeCe. Excited to hear your reporting throughout today's game. Joe, we've talked pitching. Now how about some offense? This is a Wareham squad that's really been starting to pick it up lately. They left a runner on base in every single inning of the game against Cotuit and still managed to win.
Yeah, you don't want to leave runners on base, but on the other side, that means that you're getting runners on base, which is certainly an encouraging sign for this Wareham squad. They're going against a Yarmouth-Dennis team that, surprisingly, for as elite as they've been pitching-wise, have the most bullpen innings of any team. They're starting another bullpen guy in Zach Russell today. So they're going to see many different arms. The big goal for Wareham that I want to see, and it's something that we finally started to see this past inning, is consistency throughout games. A lot of times in games we've seen Wareham strike in 1, maybe 2 innings, and maybe they put up a crooked number in those frames, but in the games where they score in 4 separate innings, maybe 5, that's when they're consistently picking up wins. They've started to do that more often. I want 1 through 9 every single inning, guy getting on base, and hopefully with those kind of numbers, you're going to get runners in.
You mentioned YD's starter. He's pitched twice against Wareham. 4 2/3 so far. Has only given up 3 hits and no runs. So, Joe, today, obviously a big one for Wareham. What is your key? What does this team need to do to get themselves back-to-back wins?
Well, I look at the pitching staff, and there's so much to be happy about the way that they've performed the past week. But you're going against a Yarmouth-Dennis team that, yes, leads the league in stats like average and OPS, but also is the best offense in the league with runners in scoring position. Nearly a 1,000 OPS. They're always converting. It's something that Wareham could do better of. It's also something their pitching staff could do better at limiting. Because of those runners in scoring position, the biggest thing I want to see from these bullpen arms today, getting that first out, getting the leadoff hitter out, not having any leadoff walks in this game, making things tougher for Whitey to get runners into scoring position before they eventually push them across.
A YD team that is a juggernaut, 15-2-1 on the season. They have been hard to beat, and Wareham looks to do exactly that in the final matchup between the two sides here at Spillane Field this season. We got first pitch coming to you right after this.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
I'm Adam Hipsky. Dan, should be a fun one on tap for everyone tonight, especially for a Gatemen group that's playing some better baseball as of late.
And going against the league's best. So this will be an interesting challenge for Wareham to see how they can stack up against this side, Adam. It's a Wareham team that's won 2 out of 3 for the first time this season, and a YD side that has only, won their last game after dropping the one before that. So this is really an opportunity here for Wareham to grab some momentum they desperately need.
Yeah, for Wareham, winners of 2 of its last 3. A large part of that was Jason Wax at a home run his last time out against Cotuit. You've got your eyes on him this evening.
I certainly do. He was the leadoff man last time. And like you mentioned, had a pair of RBIs, a walk, a hit by pitch. He has really been hitting the ball well lately, and that's why he's just been a mainstay at the top of this order right now for Ryan Smythe. And for Wareham, he's just been putting good wood on the ball as of late. That home run that he had last time didn't actually have a whole lot of power on it. It was just a hard-hit line drive that scooted over the wall. It just shows you the way that Jason Wax is approaching the plate as of right now.
So Wax batting second for the Gatemen. On the YD side, a lineup that ranks atop the Cape League in pretty much all statistical categories. The headline, the mainstay, the all of the above, it's Tommy Gooden, the first baseman out of Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he's been magnificent. Was 1 for 4 last time out against Orleans. The batting average, though, is at .323 coming into this game, which is pretty nasty. 3 home runs. He also has 17 RBIs. That leads the entire YD squad. It really shows you how well he has been, and he's just looking to keep on stacking up those hits. He's really someone to be reckoned with in this YD lineup, and who isn't, Adam? I mean, really 1-9. There are no holes here. There's a reason why this team has only lost 2 games.
Yeah, Red Sox 16-2-1 atop the East. Wareham 5-14. We'll take a quick step aside. Colton Sampson gets his first start of the summer when we return on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Set for the top of the first at Spillane Field. That's Colton Sampson, the left-hander out of Seminole State College of Florida, a junior college, Dan. But Colton Sampson in a different role tonight than what we've been accustomed to seeing so far throughout the summer.
He's been purely out of the bullpen across 3 appearances for Wareham, and he's done a nice job. He's only let up 1 earned run across 4 1/3. That's a 2.08 ERA for him. He has faced this YD lineup once. He pitched 1 inning of clean, no-run, no-hit ball. And this past season, he was a guy that saw a lot of action. 80 2/3 over 15 appearances, with 13 of those games as starts. So he's a usual starter that started off as a reliever so far here for Wareham this season.
Both starting pitchers have not made a start previously this summer. So Sampson expecting a shorter day, plenty of arms out of the bullpen after back-to-back off days. Monday, a scheduled league-wide off day. Yesterday, a league-wide rainout. Kevin Takeuchi, the left fielder from USC, digs in. We're underway from Spillane Field. A 6:01 first pitch. It's a called strike from our home plate umpire, Joe Caraco. A YD lineup, Dan, that's stacked. Top to bottom, they score more than 6.5 runs per game. They're atop the Cape League in batting average and slugging percentage. They can hit for average, they can hit for power, and they've done it throughout this summer.
Yeah, really, what can't they do is the question. They were finally slowed down by Hyannis in a 9-2 loss a couple of games ago, but outside of that, they have just been menacing in every single game.
Right now, Sampson trying to retire the leadoff man, Takeuchi. The 0-2. Hit up the middle, and down for a base hit. Kevin Takeuchi, 3 games against the Gatemen this summer, 3 hits, 1 in each, and the leadoff man's aboard for the Red Sox in the top of the first.
Yeah, and he extends a hit streak as well. Had a base knock against Orleans. He only had a 209 batting average coming into this game, but that really doesn't tell the entire story on Takeuchi. He has been magnificent for them in the leadoff role.
Now it's Lucas Franco, the shortstop from TCU, who has been terrorizing Cape League pitchers. In his 8th game, takes a strike, 0-1. This is his 8th start, Dan. Through his first 7 games, hitting .529. It's been something special.
I don't know how you stop him, really. He has just been straight nasty.
Of 3 left-handed hitters in this lineup for YD. Takes a slider outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Franco back on Sunday in the 4-1 win over Orleans. That bounce back after the loss, like you mentioned, Dan. Franco batted leadoff, now bouncing down to the second slot of the lineup, facing the left-hander Colton Sampson. But YD still likes the left-handed hitters in its lineup, regardless of the matchup. Pitch misses outside, and now a 3-1 count on Franco.
This is already feeling eerily similar to how the last game here at Spillane Field started for YD. They just kind of pounced all over Wareham early on in what was a 14-2 loss.
3-1. Fly ball, shallow left field. R.J. Hamilton comes in, makes the catch. Gives you a chance to take a look at the Wareham defensive alignment. Catching the balls and strikes is Levi Clark, who's been really good behind the dish, Dan. 44% at a catch-stealing rate.
He has been sniping runners, and that'll be something interesting to watch throughout this game, but definitely someone you like behind the dish.
Jake Souders digs in for YD. With 1 gone, top of the first. Takeuchi still on first, and a check over. Souders, the transfer, on his way to Mississippi State after an excellent season at Samford. First team All-SoCon. Batting third today for the skipper, Scott Pickler. Runner on the move. The pitch called a strike. Clark fumbled on the transfer. And Takeuchi has his 2nd stolen base of the summer.
And not really a huge base-stealing team either. 28 coming into this game. That ranks 6th among the Cape League teams. Really a YD squad, though, that takes advantage of when the runners are into scoring position.
No 1 count on Jake Souders. From the stretch. This is up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Levi Clark, the catcher for Wareham. Left side of the infield is Cade Elam at third, Henry DeGiorgio at short. Right side, Noah Sheffield, a late addition to the lineup for the Gatemen today, replacing Connor Cuff. And Tony Lira, the first baseman. So 1-1. Flared foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sampson works ahead on the designated hitter Souders. And rounding out the 9 defensively for Wareham, R.J. Hamilton in left, who we just saw catch the fly ball from Lucas Franco. Jason Wax out in center, and Dylan Dubovic in right. A ball and 2 strikes on Jake Souders with Kevin Takeuchi off of second. YD trying to strike early. 1-2. Grounded foul. Sharply hit off the bat of Souders in the count 1-2.
And a YD team that is among the top of all the Cape League teams coming into this one with RBIs, 112. They are not going to waste an opportunity here with an early runner in scoring position.
Sampson trying to strand him there. The 1-2. Deep fly ball. Wax ranges back towards the track. Makes the catch. Takeuchi tags from second. Throws cut off by DeGiorgio. Takeuchi takes the extra 90 feet, but back-to-back flyouts, Wareham has 2 away in the first.
And this is a really nice response from Colton Sampson. After allowing the leadoff single to get back-to-back outs, sure, they were both long flyouts, but you don't really care. They're outs at the end of the day, and now this job to put up a 0 here in the top half of the first becomes a lot easier.
It does, but you have to do it against Tommy Gooden, the first baseman from Vanderbilt, hitting .323. First pitch. Takes at the bottom rail, a called strike, 0-1. Gooden leads the Cape League in RBIs. He's driven 17 across, his 18th potentially just over there on third base in Kevin Takeuchi. Pitch. Hit on the ground, right side. A couple of hops. Lira takes it to the bag himself and strands the leadoff single. Wareham in a scoreless game set to swing it in the home half. It's R.J. Hamilton, Jason Wax, Levi Clark due up when we return on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Whitey, nothing. Wareham set to swing it for the first time this evening. And Dan, it's a Gatemen lineup that's starting to get back on track, led by R.J. Hamilton with a 7-game hit streak.
You're certainly looking for him to get going in this game. He had a home run leading off against Bourne a couple of games ago. So looking for that same hot start. Jason Wax also another bomb, but going against a guy in Zach Russell who has been excellent against Wareham this season.
6'2", 180-pound right-hander from South Carolina out of the transfer portal on his way to Mississippi State. The rising junior, Dan, he came in last time these two sides met, and he dealt.
Certainly did. He has pitched 4 2/3 against Wareham so far this season and has only given up 3 hits, so he has really been spectacular against this Gatemen lineup. You see the stats on the board there. He's nasty. 4-pitch mix, headlined by the sinker, sometimes mixes in the cutter there, and the third pitch is the slider.
Right on right, R.J. Hamilton. First pitch, he swings, lifts it into shallow right field. Brock Kettleson comes in, makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start for Zach Russell's day.
Easy work for him, and you understand Hamilton being aggressive off the jump. He had the home run in that spot a couple of games ago, but a weak flyout is an easy first out for Russell.
So now Jason Wax digs in. On deck for the Gatemen, Levi Clark. We'll get you the rest of the Wareham lineup after the first pitch between Zach Russell and Jason Wax. Russell in his 6th appearance of the summer behind 1-0. Middle of the Wareham order is Nate Nowitzki, Tony Lira, and then Cade Elam at third base, who currently also sports a 7-game hit streak like his teammate R.J. Hamilton, who just flew out. Dylan Dubovic, Noah Sheffield, and Henry DeGiorgio, 7 through 9 for the Gatemen. Pitch a called strike, outer third. Wax even in the count 1-1. Dan, what catches your eye today in Wareham's lineup?
I mean, what catches my eye is how good, really, this top 5 has been. You look back to that last game, R.J. Hamilton 3 for 5, Jason Wax 1 for 3, Clark 2 for 4, Nowitzki 2 for 5, Lira with a pair of walks, Elam 2 for 5.
Yeah,
it's hot. That's what it is right now.
Right now, Jason Wax trying to continue that. The 2-1. Dots the outside corner. Similar spot for Zach Russell, and the count now even at 2-2.
And we really haven't seen this lineup be hot. Carry over that momentum. Wax had that 2-run home run. Hitting is contagious. You hope that doesn't go away after back-to-back days off.
2-2. Misses outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Dan, in the 5th game of the season when the Gatemen and Red Sox played here at Spillane Field, Jason Wax was in the middle of his dreadful stretch. Was 0 for 3 in that one. He was 0 for 15 to start the summer at the time.
And he broke out of it, and now he's a mainstay at the top of the order, finding it.
Payoff. Cold strike 3.
I think everyone didn't know the count there. The umpire signaled a strike, and Wax was confused. It wasn't a punch out there. He just signaled strike. Maybe that's his strikeout call, but that's not really a punch out.
Our home plate umpire, Joe Caraco, just with the point down the first base line. 2 up, 2 down to start Zach Russell's day. It's a Whitey defense that had its roughest showing of the summer a couple of days ago in that loss to Hyannis, but they've bounced back.
They certainly did. A 4-1 win over Orleans in a game where they were pretty dominant overall. As you look at their defense, which is pretty sound across the board. I mean, they had 6 errors a couple of games ago, but not letting that happen again.
The 0-1 on Clark, misses low. Lucas Franco, the shortstop, if you have to pinpoint a weakness in the YD defense, it's probably there. He makes his 5th start of the summer at short. He's already totaled 3 errors. Outside of that, it's a very, very sound group defensively. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Levi Clark. He's recorded hits in 4 straight games. Had a triple his last time here. 2-1. Fouled straight back. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Russell, another guy out of the bullpen. It's being moved into a starting role here today. Has a perfect 4-0 record. There's plenty of wins to go around on this YD pitching staff. A 16-2-1 record. The 2-2 comes home. This is outside, and the count runs full to consecutive hitters now. Russell's already thrown at 12 pitches this inning after that 1 pitch. That's all he needed to retire R.J. Hamilton.
He doesn't really care how long he works into counts. He's hunting the strikeout. Has 8 coming into this game against this Gatemen lineup.
3-2, misses outside. First base runner of the day for Wareham, and it comes with 2 away in the first.
And he only had 2 walks coming into this game, over 4 2/3. That one just misses the bottom half of the plate, but he rarely faced any trouble against this Wareham lineup the first 2 times. Still no runs given up, but he was also the second arm into the game, so going to be interesting for him to adjust here in a starter role.
Hipsky squares to bunt, lays it down. Russell on the move, throws on the run, and Gooden puts out Nowitzki. So they try to catch the Red Sox off guard. Whitey's having none of it. A 1-3 put out to end things here in the first. 2 out base runners stranded for the Gatemen. We're through 1 at Spillane Field. No score between the Sox and Gatemen.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Top of the second, Colton Sampson in his first start of the summer back to work for the Gatemen. The 6'2", 195-pound lefty, Dan, had a pretty good inning after surrendering the leadoff single to Kevin Takeuchi.
I was impressed by the way that he responded because Takeuchi got to second and then over to third. It didn't faze him. He just kept attacking and got out of that with a 0. So interested to see how he does here against the middle part of the order.
Now 5-6-7 order starting with Avery Ortiz, the third baseman from Oklahoma State. First pitch takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Followed by Brock Kettleson and Cole Hansen. That's the minimum for the Red Sox in this inning. The 0-1. Grounded left side. Elam needs a strong throw, lofts it over to first. And Ortiz thought it was foul. Does he get the call?
He didn't even leave the box.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, I thought that was about as straightforward as it gets. 5-3 put out, one away.
Ground ball to third, and he just stood there the whole time. I mean, you don't really see that every single day. Maybe he thought it hit him or went foul when he swung at it. He thought it was a foul ball all the way, and you see it from the high home camera angle. That's as clear as day, really.
Yeah, so Elam saw him lob it over to first. That's all he needed. First pitch to Brock Kettleson, a called strike outside corner, 0-1. Kettleson, the rising sophomore out of Stanford.
I still can't get over that. That was random.
And even if it bounces foul, or if it's along the line and comes back fair, it's a fair ball.
I don't know why. He looked down when he hit it. He must have assumed he just pulled it.
The 0-2.
Just weird.
Just misses. Count now 1-2 Kettleson coming off a 2-for-5 game against the Firebirds last time out. Longest stretch of rest that both of these teams have had. Back-to-back off days. Pitch misses outside. Kettleson, one of 5 YD hitters that recorded a hit against Wareham in the last matchup between these two teams. The 2-2. Grounded left side. Elam trying for 2 putouts, and he gets it. Back-to-back 5-3s to start the top of the second. There's 2 away. Nice job from Colton Sampson.
Nice job from him and from Elam, who has really become such a solid player over there at third base with his bat. It's been heating up, and you've been seeing it translate to his defense as well. He has really become an unsung hero. We knew all the potential was there from his freshman campaign at Louisville, and it's nice to see it finally come alive.
Now Cole Hansen trying to spark a 2-out rally for the Sox. First pitch, skied right side and out of play for strike 1. Hansen making just his 3rd start of the summer. Doing the catching in the bottom half of this game. Hansen from Cal Baptist. In the 0-1. Slider tails in, called strike, 0-2. Sampson trying to retire the side in order after giving up that leadoff single in the first inning. Since then, though, it's been 5 straight guys sat down. Trying to make it 6. The 0-2 misses inside, skips in the dirt. Clark keeps it in front of him, and the count's 1-2.
Wareham as a team has really seen success from a lot of guys who've started the year as relievers and then become starters. You saw it with Ethan Bioto. I mean, the reverse with Connor Mohan, and Peyton Lee, Mark Brissy. And you're kind of seeing the same thing here with Sampson. We were talking about it a lot earlier. Pitching's never really been a true issue with this team.
No.
The pitching has been quality. Just the other parts haven't come together. It's nice to see it all kind of start to come together.
That's also just a part of summer baseball. Pretty much all of these guys were in reliever roles with their colleges this spring. The 1-2 comes home, and that one's laced into left center field. Hamilton makes the catch on the run. 3 up, 3 down for Colton Sampson in his first start of the summer. He retires the side 1-2-3. To the bottom half of the second inning, Tony Lira, Kate Elam, and Dylan Dubovic 2 up for the Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
YD and Wareham going at it here for the third time this season. And it's the first time that both of these sides have played since Sunday. Dan, every game yesterday postponed. The league-wide off day that was slated for Thursday gets pushed up to Tuesday. Now we've got a full slate on hand for Thursday evening.
Becomes 5 in a row now, and the first trip to Chatham of the season looming for Wareham tomorrow. I think that'll be a good feeler of where you're at, especially against a Chatham squad you kind of been neck and neck against here in the 2 battles at home.
So Wareham, after taking 2 days off, trying to bottle the momentum that it had before the back-to-back off days. So they've won 2 of their last 3. First here in the second inning, a team's got to break through this scoring drought. Tony Lira tries to start Wareham off with a bang in the bottom of the second. 5, 6, 7 due up for the Gatemen. Lira, then Kate Elam, then Dylan Dubovic. Lira gets ahead in the count, 2 balls, 1 strike. We've seen Wareham offensively, and a guy that's encapsulates it as good as anybody is Kate Elam, who had a really, really rough start and then has bounced back and has been very good here in the last 10 games or so for the Gatemen. Tony Lira's kind of done the opposite. He's trying to get back on the right foot. He's just 2 for his last 28, hitting 176, but capable bat in the lineup for Wareham. 3-1 is flied out of play.
Well, and that's why he's still in there, right, is because Ryan Smythe knows how much potential is there. I mean, you and I saw it when this whole team was really struggling out of the gate. There was one guy you could count on for a base hit in those first 7. That was Tony Lira.
Yeah. Started the season on a 7-game hit streak. Hitless in back-to-back games. The payoff. Right side snagged by Reed Howard, the second baseman. He did a great jump, and for Tony Lira, that's a tough one. A guy struggling at the plate finally gets good contact on it, but Howard steals a base hit.
Yeah, chin up. You can't be too mad about it if you're Tony Lira. You can tell that his approach has been good and he's been hitting the ball well. Just a really nice defensive play from Howard, but if you're Lyra, goldfish memory, don't think too much about that one.
Cade Elam, the opposite. He's trying to remember what's gotten him to this point, a 7-game hit streak, trying to extend it to 8. Behind 0-1 against Zach Russell in his first start of the summer. First handful of appearances for the Red Sox, exclusively out of the bullpen. And pitch comm issues, which we've seen time and time again this summer. And right now, Zach Russell takes a walk over to the dugout to try and sort this out.
And YD has made this clear that this is a bullpen day for them, Zach Russell being the starter, kind of in an opener role. You wonder what else you're going to get from this YD bullpen today. I see this as a big opportunity for Wareham. It's not like YD is one of their best starters going today. Russell's a great bullpen arm, but he's probably only going to be in there for a maximum of 3 to 4 innings.
The 0-1. Called strike. It's a YD pitching staff that's very good. A 2.3 ERA across the summer. No ball, 2-strike count. The pitch. Skied to right. Brock Kettleson ranges over and hauls it in. 3 straight guys retired from Zach Russell after the 2-out walk in the first.
It's kind of the same thing as Colton Sampson. He had a base runner in the first, worked around it, has retired 6 in a row. Obviously not 6 in a row for Russell, but he's forcing the same type of contact that Sampson is.
So Dylan Dubovic, similar to Tony Lyra, another guy that's starting to sputter at the plate. Takes inside for ball 1. Dubovic 1 for his last 22. Batting average for the summer down to 185. Was above 300 during that first half of the summer. 1-0 is in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Dubovic, the right fielder from Miami. Trying to give Wareham a 2-out base runner for back-to-back innings. Stares at it inside and gets ahead in the count 2-1.
Would love to just see something here from Dubovic. Break out of this, start some momentum.
Pitch. Lined out of play. Count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes against the starter Russell. Last time against Wareham, back on June 27th, in a 5-0 win for the Red Sox. Tossed 2 1/3. Did allow 3 hits, no runs. 2-2. Misses outside. Count runs full. Third full count on a Wareham hitter today. Dubovic trying to get aboard. The payoff with 2 away. Foul tipped. Just skips out of the glove of Hansen. Dubovic avoids the strikeout. And Russell will have to battle again at 3-2.
Kind of a second chance there for Dubovic. He's got to take advantage of that now.
Absolutely. 3-2 from the windup. He doesn't. Dylan Dubovic now 1 for his last 23. He's down on strikes, and Zach Russell retires the side in order. Through 2 at Spillane Field, YD leads it 1-0. But Wareham on the other side, Dan, coming off arguably its most dominant performance of the season, a victory over Cotuit a couple of days ago.
Yeah, without a doubt. And this game ended 5-2 in favor of the Gatemen. The offense was clicking. You had 10 hits in this ball game. They left a runner on in every single inning of the ball game. I think that speaks volumes just to the way that the offense was working. They had 13 runners left on. They still got 5 across. Even left the bases loaded twice. But Jason Lax was a guy you looked to in that game. He had a 2-run home run. R.J. Hamilton, 3 for 5 in that game. Levi Clark had an RBI triple. And the pitching was amazing as well. You give up 1 run in the first, zeros the rest of the way. like you said, by far and away the most complete performance we have seen from this team so far this year. And you're just hoping it carries over into today.
And trying to replicate that performance against the league's best in YD at 16-2-1. But, Dan, when you talk about the pitching in that game, the starter Ethan Bioto was excellent to start the summer in an exclusively reliever role. Another guy that was exclusively a reliever heading into today was Colton Sampson. He's retired 6 straight, starting out the 3rd inning.
And he has been amazing. You look for him to continue it against the 8-9-1, but you mentioned it. Bioto, another guy. Jordan Stevens, he comes in and pitches 4 innings of 1-hit ball against Bourne in what was a 4-3 loss. And then Mark Brissy, another guy who started as a reliever, 3 2/3. It has really been astonishing what Eric Luxus and the pitching staff has been able to do here, modify those relievers into starters, and they've really flourished in that role.
It's 8-9-1 due up to start things in the top of the 3rd. Phoenix Call, Reed Howard, and Kevin Takeuchi. It's the first pitch of the inning. Misses inside, ball 1. Takeuchi, the lone YD hitter, has recorded a single in this game. Right now it's Phoenix Call. Hitting 163, the center fielder from UCLA. Squares to bunt, pulls back, right call. 2-0. Call has played in each of the 2 games against the Gatemen this season. Flips the inside corner. Strike 1.
And it's been relatively easy for Sampson throughout the first 2 innings. Thrown just 30 pitches, 21 of those, 4 strikes, and he doesn't have a strikeout. So it's been just putting the ball in play and trusting the defense.
3 groundouts, 3 flyouts. A 2-1 count to Call. Strike 2.
Really nice job. Just going back to what's been working, and that's been throwing the ball in the zone. Looking to do that here in a 2-2 count.
Leadoff man in the top of the 3rd. Sampson kicks and fires. This is below the zone, and the count runs full. Something that Zach Russell has struggled quite a bit with, the starter for YD. Working counts deep. Wareham has seen 3 full counts so far today. This is the first of Colton Sampson's day. The payoff is lofted into right field. Dubovic back. He's under it. Makes the play. 4th flyout of the day for YD batters. And there's 1 gone in the 3rd.
And Sampson's just been forcing them to get under the ball. He's been doing a nice job with his mix and forcing weak contact. That's another great example of it right there, as there's now 1 out on the board.
Final guy in this YD lineup that hasn't seen Colton Sampson, it's Reed Howard. Transfer from Western Kentucky on his way to Virginia. First pitch, he unloads on it. Left field. Hamilton's there. 1 pitch, 1 out, back-to-back flyouts, and there's 2 down. Nice job from Colton Sampson right there. You want to make hitters earn it, but you see the 8th and 9th guys in this Red Sox order, albeit it's a very good lineup and has been throughout the summer. But attacks, and now there's 2 gone for Kevin Takeuchi.
In that one, he goes bottom 3rd and forces Howard to go down and get it. He gets below it. It was a nice piece, but he just didn't get enough.
Sampson trying to retire the side in order for back-to-back innings. First pitch misses up and away. It's 1-0 on Takeuchi. Made it over to 3rd on that single, but 3 straight guys sat down from Colton Sampson. One-0. Catches the zone, called strike, 1-1. Takeuchi, the left fielder from USC, batting .209 this summer. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike.
And even Takeuchi's first hit was just a bloop. It wasn't hard contact. That's something Sampson has done brilliantly through 9 hitters.
The 2-1. Out straight back. And Takeuchi, despite batting .209, there's a reason he's hitting leadoff. Proved it at the college level this past spring. Played in 66 games for the Trojans. Hit at a .314 average. Right now on a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Flied to right. Dubovic hardly moves, takes a few steps in, and makes the play. 3 straight flyouts, and it's 9 straight batters retired for Colton Sampson in his first start of the summer. Through 2.5 at Spillane Field, we've got no score between the Sox and the Gatemen on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Bottom of the third, no score between YD and Wareham. Zach Russell returns to the mound for the Red Sox in his first start of the summer. And he's been really good, hasn't allowed a hit. Still on his first trip through the order, it's 8-9-1 due up this time around.
On the same pace right now as Colton Sampson, who just had a 1-2-3 in the top half of the third, but he has looked really good. Wareham doesn't have a hit so far. That's something that Colton Sampson did allow to the leadoff man, Kevin Takeuchi, back in the first, but still working counts deep. They've been doing a nice job being competitive.
First pitch to Noah Sheffield is a called strike. Sheffield did play back on July 5th against Cotuit. That was the last time the Gatemen squared off with someone on the Cape after 2 straight off days, the 0-1. And there for strike 2. Sheffield making just his 4th start of the summer. So far, 2 hitless games, 1 game against Brewster that was sandwiched in between the 2 hitless games. It's very good, a 2-for-2 day. So he grounds this one right back to Russell. Baskin over to first in time.
Sheffield still searching for that magic that he had a couple of games previous when he really started to find his groove. Just a weak chopper in front of the plate. And the game where he broke out was against Brewster in that 5-3 loss where he had a pair of singles, a pair of walks. He's still adjusting, but needs some more consistency from him.
Henry DeGiorgio has become a pretty consistent presence in this Gateman lineup. First pitch he sees, grounds it high, chopper. Howard snares across his body. A nice play there from the second baseman, Reed Howard. That's now 2 putouts. One on the line drive off the bat of Tony Lira, and that time on the ground out from Henry DeGiorgio, but he's looked good at second.
That was nasty. That was a really hard play because it wasn't like he was fielding the high chop while it was in the air. It was down to the bottom, so he's got to go from high to low, transfer it over, and get it over to first in time. Really pretty job, and just like Sampson, Russell has the first 2 outs here in the third.
Second time through the order for the Gatemen. First pitch to R.J. Hamilton is in there for strike 1. So Russell gets through the first 9 hitters of the day without allowing a hit. His only blemish was the 2-out walk to Levi Clark in the first. Hamilton rolls over on 1 to short. Franco throws on, it's in time. And that's now 7 straight guys sat down for Zach Russell. He retires the side in order. We're a third of the way home at Spillane Field. Still no score between YD and Wareham on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Now enjoy the game.
We've hit the top half of the fourth here in Wareham. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. No score in this ball game. YD with the lone hit. Adam, we take a look at the 16-2-1 YD Red Sox. They've only had 2 losses this season. One self-inflicted, and the other came up just short.
Yeah, and you see that loss to Hyannis. Obviously, not much went right for the Red Sox in that game. But for the Gatemen, you have to put pressure on the Red Sox defensively. They've put a couple of balls in play, but they've been a lot of routine ground outs, and it's a YD defense that it's probably not the best group they've trotted out there in terms of the 9 defensively. They've made a couple of good plays over at second. Zach Russell's been good, but for the most part, Dan, it really just has been an easy day for them.
And it has been an easy day thus far for the starter for Wareham, Colton Sampson, who finds himself in a 1-ball, 1-strike count against Lucas Franco, the shortstop, with 2-3-4 due up here for YD. In this top half of the fourth, the 1-1 chop just foul. Franco popped out into left field back in the first inning. And he has just been so spectacular to start off this season. A .529 hitter through 7 games. Has been really hot. Still searching for his first base hit here today. Had one in YD's last game against Orleans. Sampson ready in a 1-ball, 2-strike count. The pitch high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was Sampson's 43rd pitch of his outing. Starting to get towards the point where it would be a season high for him. Looking to provide as much length as possible in his first start. 2-2 is bounced in the righty batter's box, and the count goes full. Sampson has not allowed a base runner since the first hitter of the ball game. That was Kevin Takeuchi with a single. He also had a stolen base, but since then has retired 10 in a row. On the cusp of losing that streak here. The payoff pitch. Shot foul on the third base side. We'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. A long fight from the lefty Franco to start off things here in the fourth.
Yeah, absolutely. And left on left, you certainly think advantage for Sampson, but Franco was in a hitter's advantage last time he was in the batter's box. 3-1, flight out to left.
Sampson delivers the 3-2, and once again, Franco stays alive, hits this foul ball in the same spot as the last one. Third base side and out of play. So YD team that beat Orleans 4-1 last time out. Took them a little bit while to get going offensively in that one as well. Facing the same type of struggles here early on at Spillane. Payoff. Grounded up the middle. Sheffield backhands it, throws to first, and it goes past Lira. Bounces off the dugout over on the first base side of the Red Sox. We'll see how that's scored. It was a bang-bang play regardless, but Franco's at first.
Oh, yeah, it was ground ball. Sheffield did a nice job getting to it and gloving it. to prevent it from going to the outfield, but had to rush the throw. Franco took off down the line. And nonetheless, hitter and error. Red Sox have a base runner in the 4th inning. And also a really nice job from Franco. That was the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Fouled off a couple of 2-strike pitches that he didn't like.
Long battle. Here's Jake Souders. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Really worked hard against Sampson, driving up the pitch count, trying to knock him out of this game. But YD looking to take advantage of their first base runner since the 1st inning. And Souders looking to bounce back. He's 0 for his last 5. The 0-1 finds the inside part of the plate. And that officially goes down as a single. So that is the 2nd hit of the ball game for YD. Their first since the 1st inning. And they have all 2 hits in this game. 0-2. The breaker is flown out into left field. Hamilton going back near the wall. He can't make the play. And it's out of here. A 2-run home run for Jake Souders. His first home run of the season. Puts YD up by a couple here in the top half of the 4th.
Yeah, it starts with Lucas Franco seeing 8 pitches, and that does wonders for Jake Souders, a guy that got to sit on the on-deck circle and make a ton of adjustments while watching that battle between Franco and Sampson, and then they pay dividends this time around. 3rd pitch of the at-bat, he was ahead, 0-2, Sampson was, but then leaves one top of the zone. Souders gets all of it, and Hamilton, see him back at the wall, but stood no chance. 2-0 YD.
Now with the 2-0 lead, Tommy Gooden at the plate. First pitch from Sampson, slapped over to the right side. Sheffield throws to first in time for the first out here in the top half of the 4th. Souders, the 9th YD batter to hit a home run this season. And Adam, it felt really in control from Colton Sampson, but that the blemish that unfortunately comes about.
Yeah, exactly. And for Souders, it's I guess you're trying to protect right there on a no-ball 2-strike count. And Sampson, who's been a primary reliever for the Gatemen, moved into a starting role. I'm sure he's trying to keep that pitch count down. The 0-2 against a guy that's batting 3rd for YD, you almost think, let's dance around the zone. He left one the top 3rd. And, you know, it was a good pitch. It was a good pitch that Souders got a hold of, no doubt about it. But I think if you're Sampson, you probably want to have that one back, not just because it was taken deep, but because in an 0-2 count to the 3rd hitter, you left one right there middle top.
1-1 here to Avery Ortiz, the 3rd baseman, has cut on and missed. We've seen Sampson throw the fastball high in the zone, but he's gotten a lot of weak contact by going low and forcing hitters to pop up the ball. And that time, that one was popped up just a little bit too much. RBIs 8 and 9 on the season for Souders. Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Sampson comes here in the top half of the 4th, and there is 2 down.
And I know it's junior college, but Colton Sampson had 93 strikeouts this past spring at Seminole State College. That led the conference. He's a big swing and miss guy, but today he's been pitching to contact, which you need to do. You need to have that in your arsenal. He's a draft-eligible guy that is trying to prove to scouts that he can both pitch to contact and also, if needed, come in a reliever role and be a guy that can get a ton of waves and misses, and shows it there against Ortiz, one away.
Brock Kettleson at the plate, the right fielder, grounded out over to 3rd. Finds himself ahead 1-0. Sampson has missed outside in back-to-back pitches. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, just trying to settle down right there, and Levi Clark trots out from behind the plate to make sure he's on the same page with Colton Sampson, because you just said it, Dan, identical misses, and they weren't particularly close either.
That home run pushes YD's league total up to 16, which ranks 2nd among Cape League teams. They have really been happy at mashing the ball this season. And it just speaks volumes to how good overall, really, this offense has been. The only one that's ahead of them is Hyannis with 19.
I mean, Hyannis above them in home runs, but not above them in runs per game. It's not really close either. So the Harbor Hawks can definitely hit for power, but
they did that against YD.
Yeah, but
9-2.
When you look at this Red Sox lineup in terms of producing runs, whether it's off of one swing of the bat that goes over the fence or manufacturing runs, nobody does it better than the Red Sox. And kind of surprising that Jake Souter is a guy that's clearly capable of hitting atop any Cape lineup on his way to Mississippi State out of the transfer portal. Didn't have a home run. There were 8 guys that came into today with a home run for YD, and Jake Souders wasn't even one of them.
No, he was not. Now he is, though. Puts YD ahead 2-0. 2 balls and 2 strikes here against Kettleson, the right fielder. There is an arm starting to get going out there in the bullpen for Wareham. You would expect Zach Russell to be on for the 4th for YD. Seems like it's Andrew Koshi out there, the righty for the Gatemen. Ryan Smythe hoping to not have to use him, though. Here's the 2-2. Just misses top half of the zone, and the count goes full. This is what YD can do to you. They don't care how many outs are on the board. They just love to attack, and there's a good reason why they are 16-2-1, a Cape League best with most runs scored as well at 126. The payoff is lined over to Sheffield at second. He makes the play. So after the 2-run home run by Jake Souders, Sampson retires the next 3. But after 3.5, you're at Spillane Field. It's 2-0 in favor of the Red Sox after Jake Souders' first home run of the season.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success. As a gift to give.
We've hit the bottom half of the 4th here at Spillane Field. We take a look at the matchups between YD and Wareham so far this season. Really has not been that competitive, Adam.
It hasn't, but they took a step in the right direction in that second game.
If you want to call not getting mercied and losing 5-0 a step in the right direction,
the at-bats were more competitive.
By all means.
They got to Zach Russell a little bit. Total 3 hits and 2 1/3 against him in that relief appearance back on the 27th.
Jason Wax at the plate, flies the first pitch out of play, 4-1.
And now they're trying to do something similar because it's your second time seeing, 2, 3, 4 do up for Wareham in this inning. All of these guys will have seen Zach Russell likely for the second, third, maybe even 4th time this season, given how much that Russell has pitched against the Gatemen. So if Wax, you're 0 for 6 against YD this summer, now's the time to try and jolt this offense.
You certainly would hope so. Wax, Clark, Nowitzki, 3 guys who have been power hitters. 0-2. Just misses. No call there from Joe Caraco behind the dish. Makes the call, or the count, 1-2. That one just missed below the bottom rail. Wareham with no hits through 3 innings, 1 walk against the starter, Russell. 1-2. Slapped out into left field, coming in is Takeuchi. He makes the play. 1 down here in the bottom half of the 4th, and now for Zach Russell, he's just been ever so dominant. 8 in a row sat down.
Yeah, and he's done it while keeping his pitch count down relatively. That's just his 40th pitch of the day. And YD hasn't really asked a ton out of its starting pitchers. When you look at how these wins and losses are distributed, and mostly the wins when it comes to this Red Sox team, a lot of them go to the relievers because starters don't go 5 innings. Scott Pickler, his leash is usually 4 innings, and then he's content and not trying to give his guys a 3rd, maybe even 4th time through the order. And I would expect this to be Zach Russell's final inning, whether he goes 1-2-3 or not.
1-0 to Levi Clark. Misses 2 balls and no strikes. Clark really the only one that has success against Russell so far in this game. He worked the walk with 2 outs back in the 1st. Nothing came of it, though, and Wareham has not had a base runner since. Russell on the cusp of retiring this lineup in a row. It'd be 9 sat down for him, but he finds himself in a 3-ball no-strike count against Clark, who found plenty of success in his last game against the Cotuit Kettleers. Went 2 for 4 with a triple, pair of RBIs, and a walk. Has really become a power bat for this Wareham team, but he does not swing at the 3-0, and the count becomes 3-1.
Yeah, Harley lifts it over his shoulder. He's okay. Seeing another pitch from Russell. All of these misses have been very close, though. Tough pitches to lay off of. Clark's got to be ready to go if he finds the zone.
3-1. Bounced in the dirt. That one was a pretty easy take for Levi Clark. He trots down to first after the 5-pitch walk, and it's the first base runner since the 1st inning for Wareham. It was the same exact story for YD. They did not have a base runner since the 1st inning until the leadoff man, Luis Franco, singled, and then Jake Souders hit the 2-run home run. Wareham would certainly love if they could do the same thing here with Nate Nowitzki at the plate. Left on right, so advantage to the man from Arizona early on as Russell comes set, delivers the 1st pitch, and Nowitzki nubs it over to the 3rd base side foul.
And YD playing the pole a little bit. 3rd baseman Avery Ortiz well off the bag at 3rd. So if Nowitzki can go opposite field and beat this miniature shift that the Red Sox have, could be trouble with 1 out.
Wareham just trying to generate some offensive momentum. They still do not have a hit in this ballgame. 0-1. Just misses top part of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nowitzki has been excellent with runners on base. He has a team-high 7 hits. And he went 2 for 5 against Cotuit last time with an extra base hit, that being a double, and a single. 1-1. Pulled down in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. This the 1st inning where it seems as if these Wareham hitters starting to make Zach Russell a little bit uncomfortable. As he looks down to his pitch comm to get what he wants. Battling against Nowitzki. Clark gets his lead off of 1st. Here's the 2-1. Misses outside part of the plate. And now Russell at risk of having 2 runners aboard for the first time in an inning. And that forces a mound visit here for the Red Sox.
Yeah, and he still hasn't allowed a hit. And talked about it for Colton Sampson, gave up the home run, but he was still making hitters earn it. And right now, Zach Russell in this inning specifically hasn't made Wareham hitters earn it. He's done a fine job when he locates the zone. It's been a ton of weak contact. Tony Lira put a good swing on one in the 2nd inning, got saved by his defense. Outside of that, though, all of these plays have been pretty routine. And Wareham, it's just been 2 walks, both from Levi Clark as its only source of offense.
He's certainly been stretched out in this game. His season high for innings is 2 1/3, which he's done 4 times this year, twice against Wareham. So starting to get into territory that he is a little bit unfamiliar with. He's pitched 3 1/3 so far in this game. But again, like Adam mentioned, he is still not allowed a hit. He's passed his season high as well for pitches. It was 47 coming into this game. He's now up to 49. Set to deal 50 in a 3-1 count. Nowitzki pops it up on the left field side, tailing into foul ground. No one's going to be able to make the play. Takeuchi and Ortiz chased it. No one could get there in time, and the count goes full.
That's a long run. Plenty of room, foul ground left side. Probably more than there is down the right field line. And Ortiz gave it a long run. Couldn't get to it in time.
So a big pitch coming here. Clark over at first. Nowitzki battling in a full count. Trying to chip away at this 2-0 lead for the Red Sox. Here's the payoff. Runs inside. That is back-to-back walks after retiring Wax to start the inning for Zach Russell. There's runners at first and second, and for the first time in this ballgame, Wareham has a runner into scoring position.
And Tony Lira put the best swing of the day on a ball thrown by Zach Russell. It was a line out at second. Reed Howard made a diving effort to prevent it from being a base hit. Russell, 3 base runners, all off the free pass.
Looks to replicate that here, and what a spot it would be for Tony Lira to finally break out. First pitch, hard hit on the right side. It goes out of play. That's what you want to see early on from a guy like Tony Lira. Like, as we mentioned, is in the midst of a little bit of a slump. He is 0 for his last 5 and had back-to-back hits before that. But then before that, did not have a hit over 6 games. 0-1 pitch, roped out into center field. Call, chasing it. That ball is down. Clark hits third. He's going to come home. Chugging over to third base is Nowitzki. He gets the wave. Here's the throw to the plate. It's there in plenty of time, but Nowitzki gets under it, and the game is tied at 2 off a RBI double. A 2 RBI double, that is, from Tony Lira.
And we said it earlier, Tony Lira had put the best swing on a ball thrown by Zach Russell. Does so again. Last time it was a line out. That time, Phoenix Collins center. He covers a lot of ground, but couldn't get there in time. And a great send at third by Nate Ewing, giving Nate Nowitzki the wave. Deep in the hole, Lucas Franco testing the arm at short. Gets under the tag. It was a couple of hops that took Cole Hansen. He had to field it up high.
Cade Elam with the pop-up in foul territory. That goes out of play. But wow, what a response that is there from Wareham. Zach Russell issues back-to-back walks, and Tony Lira cashes in those, the first RBIs for him since 2 against Harwich. That was on June 20th, so nearly 2.5 weeks for Lira since he's had an RBI, and that bumps his season total up to 6. The 0-1 to Elam is grounded over to the right side. Going to be a tough play for Howard. He gloves, throws to first. On the play, going over to third is Lira. So now the go-ahead run 90 feet away with 2 outs.
And Reed Howard was shaded towards the bag at second. Had to move quickly towards his left to prevent that from being a base hit. Cade Elam, a little bit of speed, couldn't leg it out. But Wareham base hit here. Another guy similar to Lira that's slumping.
First pitch to Dubovic, a called strike, top half of the zone. So YD puts the first 2 runs on the board. Wareham responds with a pair of its own here in the bottom half of the 4th, and Dubovic trying to give the game in the lead. Russell ready, fires. Dubovic grounds it foul on the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. I'll tell you one thing, Adam. 2 weeks ago when these 2 teams played and Wareham went down 2-0, they wouldn't have this type of response in them. This is a changed team from what it was a couple of weeks ago. They have responded to the punches well. Still trying to take the lead. Russell fires his 0-2. Swing and a miss from Dubovic, who has gone down on strikes twice in this game. But Wareham ties up the ball game at 2 on 2 runs. A double by Tony Lira. No errors with 1 left on base. We head to the 5th, tied here at Spillane Field.
Eastern Propane is proud to support Cape Cod's hometown heroes.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey, New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A-Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Andrew Koshi from South Carolina.
Fifth inning here at Spillane Field. You see the response from Wareham in that bottom half of the fourth. A two-run blast from Jake Souders, but Tony Lira delivers to tie up the game.
Absolutely. YD with a two-run blast in the top of the fourth, and then Tony Lira, a guy that was 2 for his last 29 and gets his first RBIs in about 2.5 weeks, Dan. But the response was huge, and against the league's best in the Red Sox, Gatemen are ready to go punch for punch.
And you speak of the league's best, they get to go against a new arm in Andrew Koshi. Colton Sampson out of this game after 4 innings of 2-run ball.
Yeah, the 6'2", 205-pound righty out of the transfer portal on his way to South Carolina after 2 seasons at Maryland, making his 6th appearance of the summer. He's been really good, Dan. A 1-0 record, pitched to a 1.59 ERA, last tossed on the 4th of July against Bourne. Picked up a loss and set to go against a YD lineup that ranks atop the Cape League in batting average.
It'll be 7-8-9, starting with Cole Hansen, who popped out into left field back in the 2nd inning. Really, outside of the 2-run home run, this YD team didn't have much success against this Wareham starter, and Colton Sampson as the 1-0 is put out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And for Andrew Koshi, you're trying to flush that last outing against Bourne. It wasn't a bad go at any means, but for him, you depart the game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, and you're trying to win this game when you need just 1 more out, and then Wareham can't get the job done. So he picked up the hold for the Gatemen, but also the loss in that one. Outside of it, he's been exceptional, a high-leverage guy. In a game like this, where you know you're going to be using a ton of arms out of the bullpen, Ryan Smythe likes what he has in Andrew Koshi.
He was stretched out in that game as well, went 2 2/3, couldn't get the final out. 1-2 pitch, pop up into right field. Dubovic goes back, centers under it, makes the play for the first out. So Koshi does a nice job with his first batter. Outside of that 4th inning where Sampson led up the single and the 2-run home run, only gave up a single to Kevin Takayuchi. Retired 10 straight after that single into the 3rd inning. So now Koshi going against Phoenix Call, the center fielder, with 1 down. Call popped up into right to Dubovic, who just made the play for the first out. First pitch from Koshi gets by Clark for ball 1.
Another note on Colton Sampson's day, what I like the most about the reliever turned starter, no walks across his 4 innings. When you look at the first matchup between Wareham and YD back on June 18th, the Gatemen pitching staff issued 12 walks across 7 innings. And so today, Colton Sampson, it was at all costs, make the hitters earn it. And Jake Souders made him pay in the 4th inning with the 2-run home run, but outside of that, it was very good. Pitched to a lot of soft contact. Not a ton of swing and miss stuff, but did the job and departs in a tie ball game.
Had just 1 strikeout. No walks, managed it well. 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch to Call misses on the inside part of the plate. It's 2-1, and Sampson, a guy who led his conference in strikeouts this past season at the JUCO level, you expected him to have lots of swing and miss tonight against YD, but he was very happy pitching to contact, and it worked for him. for the most part, outside of the 2-run home run. The 2-1 as Call squares to bunt. Koshi Fields throws to first. The bouncer over to Lira, gets by him. Sheffield Fields over by first base, throws to second, not in time. DeGiorgio didn't get the tag down, and Call moves up on the error from Koshi.
That's a tough one. Andrew Koshi has had a little bit of tough times fielding off the mound. You see him get there, throws down to first, takes Lira down to a knee. But a little bit of a risky maneuver from Phoenix called around first and test second. Henry DeGiorgio was there covering the bag, and it didn't get too far away from Sheffield, but couldn't step into his throw, kind of had to throw flat-footed, and now a one-out base runner for the Red Sox.
It was an aggressive play, but it works out. So runner in scoring position for Reed Howard. First pitch from Koshi, outside for ball one. So it goes down as a single on the infield, and then an error on Koshi on the throw, which allows Call to advance over to second base. Koshi trying to recenter himself. Here in a 1-0 count. Pitch is down low for ball two. Wareham put up a 0 in the error category against Cotuit last time. Now committing an error here tonight, and before that, it was 2 games in a row for them where they have had an error, so 3 of the last 4 with some hiccups defensively. Still a 2-0 count against Howard, who flew out into left field back in the third. The pitch. A mile-high pop-up that is going into foul territory. It will be DeGiorgio to field it, and he makes a tough play near the line in left field for the second out.
And that's impressive because DeGiorgio was on the back pedal. You see it there. Elam was back. That's a far run for him, looking over the shoulder. Then DeGiorgio, that could have easily dropped fair, and Phoenix Call can score from second. So that hip-high catch from DeGiorgio ultimately could save a run. Now Koshi trying to retire the side, but won't be easy against Takeuchi.
Top of the order, Takeuchi had a single to start off this ball game. Call standing at second with 2 outs. Koshi ready, delivers. Nice first pitch from him. He gets ahead, 0-1. Takeuchi, a guy who started in every single game this past season for Southern California, was a mainstay in the order, has had a little bit of a tough time adjusting here to the Cape, but there's a reason he's in this order as he takes the 0-1 outside for ball one. And he's been brilliant so far this season with runners into scoring position, a .286 average with someone at second or third. And overall, the Red Sox have 6 batters with an over 400 BA with runners in scoring position. Koshi misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike just goes to show you why they're 16-2-1 on the year.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Situational hitting, that was a weakness for the Gatemen throughout the first 15 games. They've flipped a switch in that category. Just trying to play complementary baseball, put it all together.
2-1, a called strike at the knees.
And for Wareham, when you go back and look at its first 10, 15 games, and easier said than done. You put up the numbers that Whitey has, you're going to win ball games. But even some of the at-bats that Red Sox hitters put together could be the difference.
Going on the play on the 2-2 is Call. The pitch is looped out into right field. It bounces foul. YD trying to pull off the hit and run right there, but Takeuchi can't straighten it out. Call goes back to second. We'll do it again at 2-2.
But how many of these Wareham losses could be wins if you can play the sacrifice a little bit better, if you can lift one into the outfield, or not roll over and with 1 out and a runner on first?
You certainly wonder. 2-2, 2 outs. Top half of the 5th. The pitch fouled away once again by Takeuchi. He's putting in quite the effort here in this at-bat. 7th pitch coming from Koshi, who has tossed 17 pitches already in what is just his first inning of work. Got the first out, led up the bunt single to Call, threw it into right field before retiring Howard. Now looking to put up a 0. The 2-2. Pulled outside. It gets past Clark. Going over to third on the play is Call. So now the go-ahead run just 90 feet away, and the count goes full.
Yeah, but YD right now with 2 outs can't play the sacrifice game. If you're Koshi, you still have to attack. Takeuchi's a plenty capable hitter, but you don't want to pitch around him just because there's a runner on third, because it doesn't get easier after that. You have Lucas Franco on deck, who's 1 for 2, but swinging it at a 5.29 clip this season. So you still have to try and get out of the inning right here, right now, in a 2-strike count.
8 RBIs on the year for Takeuchi. He's looking for 9. The payoff fouled back to the screen. This has been a really skillful at-bat from Kevin Takeuchi. Has fouled off the pitches that have been in the zone. Everything that has been a ball, he has let be a ball. That's why he's done so well in this AB. As he looks to battle once again. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Koshi wins that duel between Takeuchi and gets out of the jam here. Strands the runner over at third. So after 4.5 here at Spillane Field, YD and Wareham tied at 2 here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com.
We've hit the bottom half of the 5th here at Spillane Field. Tied 2-2 between YD and Wareham. You look at the pitching comparisons between these two sides. Wareham has had a great staff. YD just a little bit better. And now Ty Brooks into the game, relieving a great start from Zach Russell.
6 foot, 195-pound righty out of Indiana State, making his Cape Cod Baseball League debut. The right-hander has not pitched this summer, but Dan, in the spring with the Sycamores, he was exclusively a starter across 16 appearances, made 16 starts. So you have Zach Russell, the starter for YD today, a guy that hadn't started a game this summer. He gives the Red Sox 4 innings, and now you have a guy with starter length, starter capabilities, working here to start his outing, start his summer in the 5th.
It will be 8-9-1 for Wareham here in the bottom half of the 5th, starting with Noah Sheffield, then the shortstop Henry DeGiorgio before the top of the order, and R.J. Hamilton. First pitch to Sheffield, misses down at the knees, 4-1. Sheffield still finding his footing here with Wareham. This just his 4th game so far this season. Grounded back to Russell in the first appearance of his day at the dish. This time grounds a ball foul, 1 ball and 1 strike. He did play in Wareham's last game against Cotuit, and in that one was 0 for 3 with a walk. Swing and a miss here on the 1-1. Pushes the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Wareham making its move to the bullpen in the top half of the 5th, putting in Andrew Koshi. Ty Brooks, his first appearance on the Cape here in the bottom half. And he gets his first strikeout. Sheffield swinging and missing on the 1-2. That's a good way to start off your Cape season, and there's 1 down.
Yeah, absolutely. Noah Sheffield, you can see, throws his head back, not happy with it. And really good start for Brooks to get Sheffield to wave and miss. And it's a guy that's coming into a YD rotation and pitching staff that's the best. We saw it earlier.
Henry DeGiorgio at the plate takes the first pitch strike.
Now just trying to pick up what everyone else has done that has preceded him. When you look up and down this staff, Dan, and only 2 guys have ERAs that are above 3. That's pretty impressive.
Once again, a big reason why they are the league's best so far, the 0-1. catches the top half of the zone for strike 2. For Brooks, a 5-pitch mix, fastball, sinker, cutter, slider, and the changeup. It varies righty to lefty. The majority of the time against righties, it is the slider, but against lefties like DeGiorgio, it's the fastball. Misses outside with it there, comes in at 91 miles an hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes against the shortstop, who did not play in Wareham's last game. 0 for 1 today. 1-2 offering. Tails down in the dirt. There is that slider that you're going to see a lot from Brooks. He loves to mix that up. It's really the fastball and the slider as the primary and the secondary to offset hitters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch is grounded over to the shortstop, Franco, who fields it from second, makes a strong throw over to first. And back-to-back outs for Ty Brooks and his first outing of the summer.
Yeah, DeGiorgio, the left-handed hitter, YD puts the shift on. The shortstop, Franco, was behind the bag at second, and DeGiorgio plays right into the shift. Grounds it to the right side of the infield in an easy play when you have practically 3 infielders playing on the right side of the infield. An easy goes down as a 6-3 put out, but realistically, that was a pull hit all the way.
Top of the order, R.J. Hamilton at the plate. Bounces the first pitch in the dirt, that being Brooks. 1 ball and no strikes. Hamilton 0 for 2 tonight. Was 3 for 5 against Cotuit in Wareham's last game. Looking for some of that same success. 1-0 is fouled over to the first base side and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-2 ball game. Both teams trading a pair of runs in the 4th inning. YD had a chance to break through in the 5th with a runner in scoring position, but Andrew Koshy did a nice job stranding him. A 1-1 from Brooks. A beautiful job with the slider. Paints it into the zone, and the count's 1-2.
Hamilton shook his head no, but was right there in the zone. A good call from our home plate umpire, Joe Caraco.
Brooks deals. Bounces the slider in the dirt this time. The pitch that got him to 2 strikes in this count was in the upper 3rd, so probably not a place where he actually wanted to leave the slider, but Hamilton wasn't expecting it there. That time pulls it outside, refocuses. Here's the 2-2. Just misses inside part of the plate as Hamilton scoots away, and the count goes full.
And the pitch prior, an easier one to lay off of, but that one a bit tougher. Hamilton, after being behind 1-2, works the count full, trying to give the Gatemen a 2-out base runner.
Brooks ready quickly. Here's the payoff. Grounded over to third. Going to be a tough play for Ortiz. It bounces off of him a couple of times. He can't make the play. Hamilton over to first, and Wareham has a base runner here with 2 outs.
I think if Avery Ortiz fielded that cleanly at third base, it would have been a very tough play against the fastest guy on this Wareham roster. But instead, it's a juggling act between the mitt and the hand, and it ends up on the grass. We'll see how it's scored, but you have to imagine that's an infield single for R.J. Hamilton.
And it is scored as such. So that just the second hit of the ball game for Wareham, as now it's Jason Wax, the 2-hole hitter. This is the first pitch down and low. That, again, being Brooks. 1 ball, no strikes. Wax 0 for 2 in this game. Lined out into left field in his last plate appearance. That was in the 4th. A quick look over at Hamilton on first. He is a speed threat. Is 5 for 6 on stolen bases so far this season, and those 5 lead this Gateman squad. Trying to move himself into scoring position. Goes over. Here's the 1-0. It misses outside. The throw down to second bounces off the glove of Franco, and Hamilton is in there safely. 6th stolen base of the season for him, and Wareham with a runner into scoring position with 2 outs.
3 steal attempts on the catcher Cole Hansen, has yet to catch a guy stealing. It's now 3 for 3 for base runners against the backstop. And Hamilton, nice job now Wareham trying to manufacture a run.
Brooks ready quickly. Hamilton takes off again. The pitch misses high. Throw down to third. Not in time. Back-to-back stolen bases on back-to-back pitches for R.J. Hamilton. And now the go-ahead run is just 90 feet away.
And for Hamilton, that reminds me a little bit of the 10th inning game against Orleans. First pitch took off. That time, same exact thing after taking second. It wasn't the first pitch, but it kind of felt like it.
He's loving the timing off of Brooks, and now Hansen stepped out for a second to go talk, but now retreats. It seems like an intentional walk coming here against Jason Wax. They don't even want to throw to him here in a 3-0 count, but it doesn't really get much better as the hard-hitting Levi Clark steps to the plate with runners at the corners.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Jason Wax, an 0 for 2 day. Granted, it was against Zach Russell, but even in a 3-ball, no-strike count, pitch around. You don't need to leave it middle to have a productive at-bat. You can still pitch outside the zone, try and get him to chase on one.
So here's Levi Clark with 2 outs. First pitch runs inside, and maybe part of that decision, wanting to get the right-on-right matchup. Clark, a guy who has seen the ball very well today. 2 walks to start his evening, and in the last game, had a pair of RBIs. Looking for one here to take the lead. The 1-0. Big slider catches the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And against Cotuit, Wareham had runners on the corners and tried the double steal with Wax taking off, forcing the throw down to second. 2 guys that have the speed to do it this time around as well.
Just need a base hit to take the lead. Going over to second is Wax. The throw down was faked by Hansen as he swung and missed, but they tried to do what they did the other day. Wax stopped in the middle of first and second. They were just trying to force the throw down so Hamilton could come home. Hansen doesn't bite on it. Second and third and a 1-2 count. A nice job there by the YD catcher not to be fooled by the trick that Wareham was trying to pull off, and now Brooks just a pitch away from getting out of the jam. 1-2, swing and a miss, and a big strike 3 from Ty Brooks. He works around some trouble, strands runners at second and third here in the bottom half of the 5th. So after both teams scored 2 runs in the 4th, they trade zeros here in the 5th, and we head to the 6th inning, tied here at Spillane on Cape League TV.
Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
We've hit the 6th here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky as it's an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. The second of the ball game for Wareham. Andrew Koshi out, Ty Stark, the lefty, into the ball game.
Yeah, Koshi gives Wareham just 1 inning out of the pen, but it was a scoreless frame. Now Ty Stark pitching for the first time since July 4th, where he came in with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, was tasked with recording 1 out. Couldn't do it. It was an infield single, and the Braves walked off the Gatemen, making his 6th appearance of the summer. The 6'6", 170-pound lefty out of Louisville.
He's brought into a much more low-leverage situation. Yep. Sure, the game is tied, and he's looking to stack zeros, but the game isn't necessarily on the line in this position right now. Koshi leaves the game with an inning of work, gives up a hit. No runs, no walks, and a strikeout. But you mentioned it. It hasn't been Ty Stark's best stuff as of late. Before the blown save at Bourne, also had a blown save against Orleans, where he just needed to get 3 outs in the bottom half of the 9th. Let up 2 runs in that game, and then Wareham went on to lose that one in extra innings to Orleans. Just committed to Butler a couple of days ago, in and out of the transfer portal for Ty Stark. So hoping that some of that pressure is off of him now after he's out of the portal and can go back to this Ty Stark that we were used to through the first 3 games where he did not allow a run. And that was really skillful. That was over 5 innings of work.
And he was the closer for this team, and Ryan Smythe put him in that. Picked up the save against Falmouth a couple of weeks ago. Trying to get back on that form.
2-3-4. Luis Franco starting off. First pitch. Misses inside for ball one. He had a single back in the fourth, and that just the fourth hit of the ball game for YD overall. This has really been a pitcher's duel between both sides. Stark readies. Here's the 1-0. Franco checks his swing. He does not go around. 2 balls and no strikes. Feels like whenever someone scores, the other team ready to respond. Same type of thing with the pitching on both sides of the ball today. Both teams putting up both their runs in the fourth inning. 2-0 count here on Franco. The pitch. Checks his swing once again. Point down to the third base umpire, Carl Rodriguez. He does. So 2-ball, 1-strike count for Ty Stark. Looking for a bounce back. This is the first time we haven't seen him in that closer spot in 3 games' time. Fires the 2-1. High chopper over to third. Elam fields on the grass, throws over to first for an easy first out here in the top half of the 6th.
Elam waited on it, squared up onto first, and Franco's got some speed. He did quick snap throw, and Elam delivered, 1 away.
So now Jake Souders to the plate, who had the 2-run home run back in the 4th inning. That put YD ahead before Wareham responded with a 2 RBI double from Tony Lira. That came off of the starter, Colton Sampson, and what was his last full inning of work. Stark ready. Deals the first pitch. Big cut and a miss from Souders. That was his first home run of the season. 1 of 9 now on this YD team to have a long ball. And picked up RBIs 8 and 9 with just 1 swing. But since then, YD with just 1 base runner. Stark fires. Hard hit ball, bounces off of his foot. He's going to go and pick it up. Underhand flip to the bag is in time. Despite getting hit with the pitch, Stark fields it and helps himself out to get the second out of this inning.
Ryan Smythe instantly out of the dugout for Wareham. You see it kick off of Stark's foot. Excellent job keeping his head up. Locates the ball, gets right to it. Tony Lira came off of first. Stark, while chasing it, waves Lira back to the bag. That was all one fluid motion, and you needed every split second of it to get the second out.
Stark looking sharp to start off here in the top half of the 6th. This the first time in 2 games' time where he's not let up a hit within the first 2 batters that he has faced. Now going against the lefty, Tommy Gooden, who's 0 for 2 today, looking for a 1-2-3 inning to start off his outing. First pitch in there. 4 strike 1. Stark goes to the big breaker. Comes in at 70 miles an hour on the gun.
He's really only a 3-pitch guy. Sinker, fastball, slider in that order. Slider the only one with a drop in velocity.
0-1. Fouled straight back to the screen. And now Stark in a no-ball 2-strike count. Seeking the 1-2-3 after back-to-back groundouts to start off this inning for him. Trying to keep this a 2-2 game. Wareham with the 4, 5, 6 hitters coming in the bottom half. The 0-2 pitch. Nubbed off of Stark once again. This time he has more trouble finding it. Clark picks it up. Not worth it to throw it to the bag. And now a 2-out base runner here for YD. Back-to-back pitches that have kicked off of Ty Stark on the mound.
It feels like a magnet on the left shoe of Ty Stark. He's caught hit with a couple. And that time kicks up, and Levi Clark, the closest to it. And I like the decision by Levi Clark with 2 outs to not throw down. We've seen Wareham get caught up in that a couple of times, overthrow the base runner, and then YD could advance and have a runner in a scoring position. That time, just keep him at first with 2 away, rather.
Avery Ortiz, the third baseman at the plate. Gooden over at first. The first pitch to him is high and away. That the first hit of the inning for YD. They've had one in every one now since the 4th after having just 1 through the first 3. So picking it up a little bit offensively here in the middle innings. And Ortiz looking to contribute to that 1-0 is slapped over to the third base side. It tails foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ortiz 0 for 2. Struck out looking to Colton Sampson and what was his second to last batter of his outing. But the game previous, 1 for 3, had an RBI double. So plenty of pop in that bat. YD certainly looking for it to come through here. Trying to retake the lead after they went up 2-0 in this game in the fourth. Stark fires. Nice slider right there. Puts him up 1-2.
If you're Ty Stark here, you've slowed him down with the slider. Probably imagine a sinker or fastball is coming on Ortiz.
Takes a glare over at Gooden. Stares back to the plate. Gets what he likes, comes home. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Stark works around the 2-out single, gets Ortiz to go down on strikes for the second time in this ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for YD here in the top half of the 6th, and after 5.5 at Spillane Field. We're tied at 2 here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
5 innings down, 5.5 that is, and we've got now 3.5 to go here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. This a big game. Overall in the standings, we take a look at the West. Wareham coming into the day, just 1 game out of that final playoff spot against the Cotuit Kettleers. But Cotuit currently leading in their game 5-2, which means the pressure's on a little bit here on Wareham to pull off a win and stay in the race.
And what these last 3 games for Wareham has showed us was that they can get it done against the top team in the West with Bourne, split the home and home, but had a blown save in the 9th, could have certainly swept that. And then the team that you're fighting for that final spot in the playoffs in the West with Cotuit, you just picked up a win against them.
They are up by 3 in the bottom half of the 8th. As on the other side of things, YD doing a much better job in the East. They're up by 6.5 games right now in the East Division standings. Absolutely dominating. It is the 4-5-6 hitters, starting with Nate Nowitzki as he takes a ball. Take a look there. YD in control right now. Everybody else chasing pretty hard. 1-0. Lazy fly ball into shallow left, and nobody can make the play. That's a leadoff single for Nate Nowitzki here in the bottom half of the 6th.
Wareham started to put together better at-bats in the 5th inning against the reliever Brooks. 2 guys reached base with 2 outs. And then this time around, Nowitzki saw some success for his teammates. Tries to replicate it. Leadoff single for the Gatemen. First time a leadoff man's been on today, Dan.
And it brings up Tony Lira, who had the 2 RBI double in the 4th, which tied the game at 2. So just what you want if you're Ryan Smythe and Wareham. First pitch from Brooks finds the zone. He did a nice job of working out of some trouble. Got the first 2 outs of the 5th before letting up a single. R.J. Hamilton stole 2 bags, made it to 3rd. Jason Wax was intentionally walked. He made it over to 2nd before Clark struck out. 0-1 pulled high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. A Wareham offense that has started to come alive in the middle frames. Back-to-back-to-back innings now with a hit. And they've left a runner on in both those innings as well. Scoring the 2 and the 4. A look over at Nowitzki on first. Not going anywhere. He has just 1 stolen base, which ironically, came last game. Brooks fires. Pitch runs inside on Lira. 2 balls, 1 strike.
It just looks like Tony Lira is more comfortable right now after the 2 RBI double. He's not in there just dreading taking an at bat. Now he's waiting patiently, looking for which pitch is his to attack.
Doesn't swing the bat there as it's the slider from Brooks that knots the count at 2-2. Lira looking to come through with the first leadoff base runner in this game in Hipsky over at first. Brooks fires. Lira gets a piece, knocks it back to the screen. 2-2 count. The only scoring in this game coming in the 4th. And these two teams could not have more opposite records. YD at 16-2-1, Wareham at 5-14. The Gatemen looking to pull off the upset. 2-2, swing and a miss. Third strikeout, I should say, for Ty Brooks on the evening. 1 down.
And Lira chases well beneath the bottom of the zone. Brooks started it on the bottom 3rd and then just continued to tail. Gets Lira to chase, 1 away.
Brings up Cade Elam, the third baseman. 0 for 2 in this game. First pitch, checks his swing, grounds it foul. Over to the first base side. Elam has been that guy recently for Wareham. 7-game hitting streak, which is currently on the line in this game. After he popped out into right and grounded out over to second. Another look over on Hipsky. He's back in plenty of time, and that stolen base he had last game was a similar play which Wareham tried to execute last inning, where they have runners at the corners. Basically fake the runner going over to second to try and force the throw across so that the third base runner can come home. 0-1. Pop up into foul ground. Gooden chasing it. Makes the underhand catch, and there's 2 outs.
Continues to track it. Continued to move, and then stuck his glove out at the last second. Back on it. Then just
skillful.
Yeah, nonchalant approach, just flashes the leather, and now 2 gone.
Makes it look easy. Wareham at risk of stranding another runner on base for a 3rd straight inning after Hipsky started it off with a single. Dylan Dubovic, who has struck out twice in this game, looking to do something here. This pitch gets past Hansen, goes to the backstop, and Hipsky cruises over to second, so now a runner into scoring position for Wareham.
And Gatemen on the verge of stranding a lead-out base runner, first one they've had today. But you don't do it by delivering a base hit here if you're Dubovic, because with 2 outs, Hipsky's got the speed, got waved around earlier, tested the arm strength of the YD defense. Can do the same this time around.
Certainly could use it. 1 for his last 23. Swings and misses. 4 strike 1. Hipsky was brought home by Lira back in the 4th, and the Miami man Dubovic trying to do the same. Brooks fires. Called strike. Dubovic doesn't like it, but he's got to go to work now in a 1-2 count with the go-ahead run over at second. Just 3 hits so far this season for Dubovic with runners in scoring position, and overall it's been a little bit of a struggle tonight for the Gatemen. The 1-2 offering, bounced in the dirt. Hansen keeps it in front of him. Hipsky can't move up. 2-2 count with 2 outs in a 2-2 ball game. With Ty Brooks looking to get out of another jam. He left 2 runners in scoring position last inning. Looking to strand the lone one here. Comes home. Called strike 3. That is 3 strikeouts in this game for Dylan Dubovic. Wareham leaves another runner into scoring position for a 3rd straight inning. And the chances have been there but nothing yet. So after 6 innings, we are tied at 2 here at Spillane Field, but we're going to keep it right here as it's time to talk to the third member of our crew, CeCe Gabriel, for the first time tonight. CeCe, this is host family night here at the ballpark. Dived into it. What do you got for us?
We see the Gatemen on game day, but after the 9 innings, these players go home to across 21 different families, not just for one night, but for the whole summer. Tonight, the Gatemen organization recognized all of these families on host family night. All of them came out to the field, took pictures with the players, and I talked to Gatemen Housing Director Jessie Merrick about the responsibilities of a host family, and she told me it's as much or as little of a commitment as you like. Now, some players get a bed and breakfast, for others, they have their families come out to games, but the one thing that she said they have in common is that the people that she's worked with so far this summer genuinely care about these players, and they don't want to glom onto the future MLB players, but they just want to help and make an impact for them this summer. Now, her favorite thing about it all is watching these players go from shy and reserved to being able to blossom and bond with their families. It may be one night of host family night, but Jessie Merrick says that she wishes they can do it every night. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, CeCe. Obviously, host families, such an integral part to the Cape Cod Baseball League. And Ty Stark returns to the mound for his second inning of work out of relief for the Gatemen in a 2-2 game. We welcome you back to Spillane Field with Dan Shalam. I'm Adam Hipsky. Dan, Ty Stark had a nice first inning of work around a 2-out infield single, retired the side with relative ease.
Hey, you look comfortable. And that's what you want for a guy that's coming off back-to-back blown saves. Throw him into a more low-pressure situation here in the middle innings and let him go to work because he is still one of the best bullpen arms out there for Wareham, even if the numbers haven't shown it lately.
6, 7, 8 due up for YD in the top of the second. 7th out of the windup. Stark's first pitch. It's a slider that breaks inside for ball 1. He liked the slider a lot to round out the 6th inning. Went to it on back-to-back pitches to punch out Avery Ortiz. Now trying to use it to start things here in the 7th. Right back to it, and this time sails over the mitt of Levi Clark. 2 balls, no strikes.
And you're hoping that Stark can find some of his control. Where he gets into trouble, really, in the last 2 blown saves was bouncing a lot of pitches in the dirt. He just looked a little bit out of control the last couple of times, but want him to recenter here.
Brock Kettleson in the 2-0 count. Takes inside, it's ball 3. Kettleson here in this left-on-left matchup to start the 7th inning. One of 3 left-handed hitters for YD. This is low. 4-pitch walk to Brock Kettleson. He's aboard for the first time tonight, and YD has a base runner to open things in the top of the 7th in a 2-2 game.
That was just a non-competitive at-bat right there from Stark. He never really challenged Kettleson, and maybe he didn't want to, but you kind of waste that left-on-left advantage you have, and now you have to go against 2 straight righties in the YD order, with Kettleson also being a guy who can steal.
Kettleson, 3 stolen bases on 4 attempts. They have not tried to steal a bag on Levi Clark this inning. Check on Kettleson at first. Ty Stark has executed a pickoff move once this summer. Picked a guy off, got him in a rundown. Taking a look on first with Kettleson. First pitch to Cole Hansen. Got on and missed. Slider top of the zone. Hansen underneath it for strike 1. The catcher from Cal Baptist 0 for 2 today. Was college teammates this past spring with former Gateman Chris Ramirez. Played a couple of games before getting injured and then heading off to Team USA mini camp. Ramirez, obviously no longer with the Gatemen this summer, but entered the transfer portal, just announced his commitment the other day to Tennessee. So good to see a Gateman that was back with Wareham for consecutive summers. As the 0-1 comes home. Settles in the bottom third, a called strike, and after a 4-pitch walk to Brock Kettleson, Ty Stark now gets ahead of Cole Hansen Nothing in 2.
That's one that he wants back. He left that high in the zone, and really, Hansen should have swung. That was an off-speed breaker that was hanging.
The 0-2 from Stark. Popped out of play. It's an interesting stack for Ryan Smythe today, and it's identical from what they did against Bourne, Koshi to Stark. Koshi, the kind of half arm slot righty, and then you go to Ty Stark, the quarter arm slot lefty, back-to-back.
It was a very quick trigger on Koshi as well. He just pitched an inning, and he looked really confident throughout that entire inning. Let up an infield single. So just mixing up the arm slots and trying to mess up the timing of these hitters.
The 0-2. This is high. Hansen a couple of flyouts today. It's a YD lineup that averages nearly 7 runs per game. Stacks in atop the Cape League. Right now, the Wareham pitching staff doing a great job. The 1-2, and Ty Stark has picked off Kettleson to throw to second. Nobody's covering the bag. Kettleson started to take off from third, and Ty Stark did all he could, Dan, but it doesn't matter when nobody's covering second base.
They had people covering the bag. Tony Lira spiked that throw in the dirt. That was a horrible throw from Lira. You see it there. No one was ready for it. I was at the bag in front of him. Someone should be there. Someone should field that. I won't put as much blame on Lira. It's kind of double-sided error there, but just ugly overall.
Absolutely. And DeGiorgio was maybe a pinch late. I'm not sure if the communication, if that goes to Sheffield or to Giorgio, but either way, Lira needs a better throw, and you probably need the receiving end of it to be there about a half
100%,
second.
and the runner should not be in scoring position right now either.
Still nobody out for YD in the top of the 7th, trying to deliver this go-ahead run. 4th stolen base of the season for Brock Kettleson. The 2-2. Outside, count runs full.
So no error, no hurt on the defensive end officially.
Yeah.
But still, that needed to be cleaner.
Yeah, statistically, Wareham is a better defensive team than what we've seen on the field. There's a lot of plays that if you have a smoother defense, a more cohesive unit, Stark goes back to second. But that one doesn't go down as an error and it doesn't go down as an out, but on the eye test, there should be nobody on and 1 out.
And Stark has such a good pickoff move. You and I have seen him use it multiple times. Almost helped himself out there.
The payoff. Kettleson on the move to third. Pitch outside, and Clark had to reach across his body to prevent that one from getting to the backstop. Kettleson swipes 2 bases this inning, and the Red Sox have runners on the corners and nobody out in the top of the 7th.
This is where Ty Stark gets into trouble now when he doesn't have the best control and his defense starts to make some miscues. It starts to get hard for him. You're going against Phoenix Call now, a guy who had a single back in the 5th. But Wareham had this opportunity on their end with back-to-back walks coming from Zach Russell and then the RBI double from Tony Lira. We'll see what YD can do here as Stark's out of the game.
Eric Luxus takes the ball from Ty Stark. He exits with runners on the corners and nobody out. We will take a quick step aside. Another pitching change for the Gatemen when we return on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
It's a tough spot for Bryce Turner after YD puts runners on the corners. It wasn't a smooth inning defensively, and Wareham wasn't helped out by Ty Stark's walk. Brian Smythe turns to the 6'7", 250-pound right-hander out of Florida International. It's Bryce Turner trying to escape this jam in this Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change.
Well, we saw him pitch last game, which was his first appearance of the Cape season. That was against Cotuit. He pitched an inning with 1 hit, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. So he actually gave up back-to-back base runners in that before he struck out the side. He ends up getting the win in that game because Wareham takes the lead in the bottom half of the 5th. But a guy that really loves to use his fastball to overpower hitters. He's a menacing figure out there on the mound. He's a big guy that allows him to get lots of velocity behind the pitch, and just a guy that was really a bullpen arm all year for FIU. 19 appearances all out of the pen.
He's set to face the right-handed center fielder, Phoenix Call. 1 for 2 today. Bryce Turner was exceptional in these pressure-packed situations with runners in scoring position this past spring. Opponents batted just 161 against him. Kept the ERA down. Both runners on the base paths are Ty Stark's responsibility after issuing 2 free passes. We have a pinch runner over there on first, replacing Cole Hansen. Looks like John Beverly. So the speedster for YD replaces Cole Hansen. Brock Kettleson still on third. Nobody out in the top of the 7th. YD trying to take the lead. First pitch to Call. Misses low. 1 ball, no strikes.
It took Turner a little bit to settle into the last game, double and then a single before 3 straight strikeouts. Obviously, really no time to settle in here. You need his best stuff off the jump.
Beverly being held on by Lira. 1-0 to Call. Clips the outside edge, a called strike, 1-1. We saw Wareham earlier in the day when they had runners on the corners. Jason Wax took off for second, trying to force a throw down to second. Try and manufacture this go-ahead run for the Red Sox. The 1-1. Flared, right side. That drops fair. Extra bases for Phoenix Call. YD has the lead. Call on his way to second. Beverly gets the stop sign at third. And Bryce Turner comes in and gives up the RBI double off of Phoenix Call. Just his 5th run-driven in of the season, but it gives the Red Sox a 3-2 lead.
Hard spot for Bryce Turner, and that's not even hard contact right there. Just a ball that drops into right field, put in a good area, but now things get really tricky because there's second and third, nobody out. After Howard, it's the top of the order for these Red Sox.
Second extra base hit of the summer for Call. First double. Doesn't end here. Infield drawn in against Reed Howard. First pitch hits him. You said it, Dan. The guy on deck, Kevin Takeuchi, the leadoff hitter for YD. Bryce Turner faced the 9th hitting Reed Howard. First pitch gets a piece of him on that left shoulder.
And this is where things could get disastrous. When you start handing YD free chances, they hurt you. That's what good teams do. And Wareham started that way in this inning with back-to-back walks, and something big is brewing.
Takeuchi, who started this game with a leadoff single in the first. Since then, he's been retired back-to-back times. First pitch with the bases loaded. Misses inside. Check that. Does get the zone. Clark just couldn't corral it. Nonetheless, it's strike 1. So the corners of the infield are pinched in. Lira at first, Elam at third. Middle of the infield, playing back, shaded towards the bag, trying to turn 2. The 0-1. And on the ground, left side, DeGiorgio goes to third for 1. Beverly sprints in from third. Whitey pads its lead, 4-2 Red Sox after the fielder's choice from Takeuchi.
And they were not going to have a play at home to try and cut down Beverly there, so a nice job by DeGiorgio to go to third and get the lead runner.
Now Lucas Franco tries to continue this inning. Red Sox already with 2 runs, just 1 out for Wareham defensively. Second lefty of the day that Bryce Turner has to face. Cut and a miss. Gets Franco way out in front of the off speed, and the count's 0-1. Franco, a 1-for-3 day today. Playing in his first game against the Gatemen this summer. The 0-1. Breaking ball, tails low. Levels 1 ball, 1 strike. Shortstop out of TCU. Making his 8th start of the summer. .529 batting average. He's already driven in 9 runs. Trying to add to that total. Lined right to Lira, double play. 3 unassisted to get things rounded out here in the 7th, but not before Whitey tacks on 2. It's time to stretch at Spillane Field. Wareham trying to claw its way back into it. 8-9-1 due up when we return on Cape League TV.
First up, a $50 gift card to Contemporary Dermatology. Ticket 290.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Time for the bottom of the 7th at Spillane Field. YD with a 4-2 lead after 2 runs in the top of the 7th. Wareham trying to get it right back, but to do so, they'll have to do it against another pitcher. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change. The left-hander, Noah Franco, making his Cape League debut after relieving Ty Brooks, who also made his debut on the Cape.
Brooks doing a nice job of 2 innings with 2 hits and no runs. Now, it is Franco. It's the first southpaw of the game that Wareham will go against. Pitched 15 innings this past season with TCU with 19 strikeouts. It's a 3-pitch mix for him, sinker, slider, changeup, and it's really sinker and slider. He rarely touches the changeup. So Wareham with a chance here, 3-pitch mix, a new pitcher into the game. They've kind of been getting dominated by those first 2 arms. We'll see if they can generate something here.
And plenty of velocity on that sinker as well. 92-96 for the lefty from TCU. He'll face righty-lefty-righty here in the bottom of the 7th, starting with Noah Sheffield, followed by Henry DeGiorgio and R.J. Hamilton. As the defensive replacement is Mateo Cerna as the catcher. John Beverly replaced Cole Hansen on the base paths in the top of the 7th, and Mateo Cerna comes in as the catcher. First pitch is cut on and missed. Can't ask for much of a better start if you're Noah Franco.
High leverage guy, plenty of velo, and loves to force ground balls.
Pitch. Fly ball, right field. Kettleson on the move, makes a leaping grab. Whitey's defense helping out its relief pitcher in his Cape debut. Noah Franco likes it. One away.
There you go. A high hopper there from Kettleson in right field. I don't know if the hop was totally necessary, but it made it look cool.
Style points?
Yeah, I'll give him some style points on that. Only went one leg up, too. It's not like he did a full jump, but regardless, he gets the out.
Now Henry DeGiorgio left on left for the reliever Franco. Kicks and deals. DeGiorgio squares to bunt, pulls back, splits the legs of Cerna. Count 1-0.
This is a tough at-bat here for DeGiorgio. High velocity, left on left. Have to battle against the sinker, and then right once you get the timing, he's going to go with the slider.
1-0. Middle called strike. So Franco relieves Ty Brooks, who was really a starter at Indiana State exclusively. 16 appearances, 16 starts. But tried him in a bullpen role today, did his job. In line for the win. 1-0. Wave and a miss from DeGiorgio. So 0 for 2 today, the shortstop from Northeastern.
That's what makes it so hard from the left side. Just goes slider, and it looks like a sinker till it tails away.
Ball and 2 strikes. Shift on for Whitey towards the right side of the infield, and it comes up and in. The shortstop, Franco, you see him there, middle of the infield. Now to the right, so 3 guys on the right side of the infield for Whitey. They hadn't played him like that previously. This time they do. The 2-2 on the way. This is outside. The appeal down to our third base umpire, Carl Rodriguez. He did not go, and the count's 3-2.
He's really worked bottom half of the zone here outside of the one slider that's ran high. It's been a mix of slider and sinker on that outer third.
Payoff from Franco. Grounded left side, just foul. And Dan, that would have beaten the infield shift about as well as you could have had that rolled just about a pace, maybe a half pace to the right.
For sure, and that's the first time he came high and inside. DeGiorgio was ready to go. That ball clearly tails to the left side of the bag. It was close, but DeGiorgio putting up a good fight.
So count still full, bases clear. Bottom of the 7th, Franco kicks and fires. Called strike 3. Rings up DeGiorgio, first strikeout of the summer for Noah Franco, and there's 2 away in the 7th.
And that was nasty. After he went just bottom away for so long, goes right back to the spot with the sinker after coming upstairs with the high sinker, and there's strike 3. A really tough at-bat for DeGiorgio against a great arm.
So R.J. Hamilton, who tried to spark a 2-out rally in the 5th, put 2 in scoring position for the Gatemen, trying to do the same this time. He swings at a first-pitch sinker, lines it out of play, 0-1. Started it with a single. Jason Wax took the free pass. It was an intentional walk against Brooks. Wareham had runners on 2nd and 3rd before Levi Clark struck out to end the inning. Right now it's Franco versus Hamilton. The 0-1 from the windup. Upstairs, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And the approach totally changes for Franco against the righties versus the lefties. He'll rely on the sinker more here and work top half because he can't go cross body here against Hamilton.
The 1-1. Fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hamilton, who extended his hit streak to 8 games last time around. That was in the 5th. After they got an excellent start from Zach Russell. Gave them 4 innings, allowed just 1 hit. One, 2 with the bases clear. Franco delivers. Inside, hits Hamilton. Backdoor slider was about as backdoor as it gets, Dan. Hits him in the heel, and there's a 2-out base runner for the Gatemen.
Was. I mean, just never released it at the right point and pulled it way across his body. But honestly, I know that Hamilton's a speed threat, but Franco has a huge leg up now in a left-on-left matchup against Wax.
Hamilton stole 2 bases when he reached in the 5th. Stole second, swiped third. Both were close plays against Cole Hansen. Now a new defensive catcher, Mateo Cerna, back there. Pitch. This is low. Base stealing threats have been pretty successful this summer against Cerna. He's caught 3 runners stealing. 13 have successfully stolen a base. 1-0 on Wax. The pitch. Downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Wareham trailing 4-2. YD plated a couple of runs in the top of the 4th. Wareham responded instantly with 2 in the bottom half of that inning. Gatemen trying to do the same in the 7th after the Red Sox totaled a pair in the top of the 7th. Move over to first, and Hamilton back standing. Tommy Gooden keeping him honest on the bag at first. 2 balls, no strikes. Wareham in search of 3rd win in the last 4 games. Another throw over to first. Hamilton isn't even into a secondary lead. But Franco doesn't want it to get to that point. And a mound visit coming in for the Red Sox. The pitching coach Eric Beatty out to talk things over with his relief pitcher Franco. Brings in Cerna. 2 ball, no strike count in the bottom of the 7th. Everyone just trying to make sure they're on the same page. So a couple of defensive changes in addition to just Mateo Cerna. Kevin Takeuchi goes into first base from left field, and then John Beverly, the pinch runner last half inning, is in left. Another check on first after the mound visit, so 3 checks on first without a throw home. The count's still 2 balls, no strikes.
Breaking up the sequence as Franco started pretty behind here.
Two-oh pitch, cut on and missed. Franco here in his 2nd summer on the Cape. Pitched just 3 innings with Bourne, gave up 7 earned runs. Looking for a much better summer this time around. Moved from Bourne to YD. The 2-1. Wax checks his swing. It doesn't matter. It's on the outside corner for strike 2. Wax yet to record a hit against YD this summer. 0 for 7 in his 3rd game against the Red Sox. At 2-2 count, comes home. This is outside, gets away from Cerna. Hamilton's ready. Cerna throws down, not in time. Franco had to step in front of the base. Another swiped bag for R.J. Hamilton, his 8th of the summer.
You love the aggression there from Hamilton, moving himself into scoring position for a 2nd time today. Hope that Wax can bring him home here.
Hamilton's 8th steal puts him into a tie for 5th place in the Cape League. Those stolen bases over the summer. Payoff to Wax. For a long look at second, comes home. Misses outside. Wax wins the battle. And similarly to the 5th inning, Dan, it was 2 outs with R.J. Hamilton coming up. And now the Gatemen have 2 aboard and 2 away.
See if they can do anything with it here. Levi Clark, a hard hitter, stepping to the plate. I mean, YD cashed in with their 2 walks in the top half of this inning and plated 2. Hope that Wareham can do the same.
So now Levi Clark, 0 for 1 today. Struck out 2 in the 5th inning with 2 in scoring position. Pitch. Misses well inside. Clark scoots out of the way to avoid being hit by the 87-mile-per-hour sinker. And count 1-0. Hamilton and Wax, the 2 base runners for the Gatemen. The 1-0, both on the move. It just swung on and tapped foul. Wareham trying to execute the hit and run. Get the defense out of position. Put some pressure on YD, but instead it's just strike 1.
Don't hate it. Trying to manufacture runs as well as possible here. Clark was on that too, fouled it straight back to the screen.
Ball and a strike. Franco in his first inning out of the pen. Turns and fires back to second. Hamilton in easily after both runners took off. Franco trying to keep them as close to the bag as possible. The 1-1. Tails low. Rare changeup off the left hand of Franco, and the count's 2-1. Wax was walked. Hamilton hit by a pitch. The 2-1. Grounded, left side, gets past Franco into left field. Hamilton gets the wave around third, the throw up the line. Hamilton scores, and a 2-out rally from Wareham culminates in an RBI single from Levi Clark. Gatemen pull within 1, 4-3.
Nice piece right there from Levi Clark. Hit it hard and slapped it over to the left side. Too much to handle for Franco. It's going to be a tough play regardless. Beverly had a chance here, but Hamilton's so speedy. The throw offline. Hamilton does a nice job of getting a little bit outside the baseline there, working on that grass, avoids the tag. And now Wareham just within 1.
6th RBI of the summer for Levi Clark. Still 2 on, still 2 away. Nate Nowitzki tries to keep the line moving. Left on left. Franco sets, fires. Misses in the dirt. Cerna keeps it in front of him. Nowitzki has had a very productive day. Walked in the 4th, singled his last time up. First time facing a left-hander today. One ball, no strikes. Pitch. Cut on and miss. Nowitzki didn't look comfortable. Faced the slider, tails away, and it's 1-1.
And this is a tough at-bat for Nowitzki. Left on left, we saw what happened to DeGiorgio. Wax did a nice job of staying disciplined, worked around it. Need that same type of mentality here from Nowitzki.
Wax off of second. And time called from behind home plate. Another pitch comm issue. We saw it earlier in the day with Zach Russell, and now things starting to repeat itself a little bit for the Red Sox.
It's been a constant issue today for YD. Just haven't been able to figure it out on that end. And maybe part of the reason why Cerna and Franco haven't really been on the same page here.
YD with the 4-3 lead, but a base hit here could absolutely tie this game up. Wax on second. He walked. Levi Clark with the RBI single off of first. Not being held on by Takeuchi. Franco collects himself. Deals the 1-1. This is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nowitzki ahead.
Not a bad miss there. He does really like to work outer third. That one misses just below the zone. He's got to go inside, though, and attack Nowitzki.
YD trying to cling on to this 1-run lead. The pitch. That's the outside corner. 94-mile-an-hour sinker, and Nowitzki's in a 2-2 count. Franco trying to work around a little bit of traffic. Nowitzki trying to pounce on an uneasy Franco in his Cape debut over the summer. 2-2. Flared, left side, Beverly under it, was playing a very shallow left field and makes an easy grab for the third out of the inning. Wareham gets one back. They trail 4-3 after 7 at Spillane Field. Capped off by that RBI single from Levi Clark. When we return, it's 3-4-5 due up for the Red Sox here on Cape League TV.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Top of the 8th, Bryce Turner back to work for the Gatemen in a 4-3 game. Gave up a couple of runs, but they both go on Ty Stark's line. So his day is final and his line is final. He goes 1 inning, gives up 1 hit, 2 runs. It was earned. But Wareham, it's obviously a tough task today, Dan, going up against that top-ranked YD Red Sox crew at 16-2-1.
And you see it, all the teams in the East still dominating 1, 2, 3, and 4. The only team from the West being the Bourne Braves, and they're at 5. And they currently lead the Chatham A's 3-2 in the bottom half of the 8th, trying to get themselves above 500.
So Bryce Turner fires down his final warm-up pitches. Set to face 3-4-5, but one replacement for YD. It's Jake Souders and then Mateo Cerna replacing Tommy Gooden. And Avery Ortiz round out the minimum for Bryce Turner.
And the designated hitter, number 27, Jake Souders from Alabama, Birmingham.
Right on right to open things up in this inning.
Go, Jake! Go, Jake!
Souders a 1-for-3 today. That home run has been the difference. 2-run blast in the 4th. First pitch outside for ball 1. In a 1-run game, Wareham was mercy ruled by YD the first time these two sides met. And they played at Red Wilson Field a couple of weeks ago. Gatemen pitched a much better game, held them to just 5 runs, but it was a 5-0 shutout. Here today, Wareham's definitely putting together its most complete day against YD.
Certainly trying to battle, keep this one close.
Turner deals the 2-0. Locates the inside edge, and the count's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Souders, first teamer from the SoCon this past spring with Samford. Carrying some of that momentum into the spring. 2-1. Strike 2. 85-mile-an-hour changeup. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Really important here for Turner to get the first out here in this 8th. Don't allow YD to tack on any insurance or get any momentum.
Pitch is cranked. Deep left field. First at bat of the inning is a long ball for Jake Souders. His second of the day, his second of the summer. YD picks up some insurance. In the top of the 8th, it's 5-3 Sox.
Yikes. 2-ball, 2-strike count. And in that at-bat right there, what Turner did was he went back to the same exact spot where he got the first strike. That was on the inside third of the plate. That time, Souders ready for it and drives it. Both home runs today have been to left field.
So now Mateo Cerna set to step in for the first time today in a 5-3 game. One arm loosening up in the bullpen for the Gatemen. It's Jaden Barfield. First pitch outside, 1-0 on Cerna. The defensive replacement that's now hitting in his 13th appearance of the summer, a .351 average. Catcher from Missouri. The 1-0. Foul tipped into the mid of Clark. 1 ball, 1 strike. And how about this, Dan? For Mateo Cerna, gets the day off for the first 6 innings, and then you can replace Tommy Gooden, a guy that leads the Cape League in RBIs, and then you replace him with Cerna, someone that's hitting .351.
Shows you how deep this squad is.
1-1. Lifted into foul ground, left side. Elam on the move, tracking, and it drops.
Tough play. Was looking for it the whole time. Seemed like he was under it for a second, but couldn't make the play.
It was playable for a moment. 2-strike count on Mateo Cerna after Jake Souders delivered the leadoff solo shot. Big day from him. The top of the 8th, Red Sox with a 5-3 lead. It's been a dominant start to the summer for YD. It's because of guys like Jake Souders. 1-2 misses outside. Levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Souders entered today without a home run. 8 guys on this YD team have hit home runs. Jake Souders wasn't one of them. And now today, already 2 long balls. Up and away for all 3. Count runs full on Cerna. First trip to the plate today for him. So Gooden's day's done. A 1-for-3 day with a single his last time up. On a 3-2 count. Turner sets and fires. Similar miss. Free pass awarded to Mateo Cerna. YD has a runner on first and nobody out.
He seemed kind of scared to attack there after the long ball. And rightfully so. You see Jordan Barfield going and getting ready out there in the pen. Seems like this might be the end of the line for Turner.
Yeah, Eric Luxus out from the dugout. We'll see if he takes the ball from Turner, and he does. Gives him a pat on the back. Signals that Turner's day is done. Jaden Barfield into the game when we return. There's a runner on first and nobody out. Red Sox with a 5-3 lead on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Tough day for Bryce Turner back here at Spillane Field for the top of the 8th. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, and Ryan Smythe elects to go with the 6-foot lefty out of Oklahoma, Jaden Barfield.
Looking for a bounce back. He has appeared 3 times so far this summer for Wareham, and he's let up a run in every appearance. Last time it was 2 innings of 3 hit 2-walk, 2-run ball with 2 strikeouts. And really, it has been Barfield's best stuff all around. This is a guy who is very sharp. 2 seasons ago, he had a 3.54 ERA. This past season, a 9.35, and has been struggling to find it on the Cape. So a big opportunity for him here. This game is not over yet. It's a 2-run ball game in the top half of the 8th. There's plenty of time left to go. Barfield needs to try his best to hold this.
5th arm of the day for the Gatemen. 4th out of the pen, relieving the starter Colton Sampson. It was really solid. 4 innings, gave up 2 runs, both earned. 1 was off the 2-run bomb from Jake Souders. Same thing for the reliever, Bryce Turner. Brings up Avery Ortiz with the runner on first. Opening pitch of the day for Jaden Barfield is a fastball that misses outside. 89 mile per hour, and it's 1-0. Barfield pitched in Game 2 of the College World Series for the Sooners. Oklahoma, the eventual national champions. Delayed the arrival of Barfield to the Cape this summer. Since then, here in his 4th appearance. Mateo Serna on first. He walked last base runner of the day for Bryce Turner. Still his responsibility. The pitch, this is up and away. And a 3-ball, no strike count. Wareham back at it tomorrow. Thursday, originally supposed to be an off day. It's the Gatemen originally scheduled to travel to Chatham yesterday. They'll do so tomorrow. 7 o'clock first pitch at Veterans Field. 3-0. Hold a strike. Barfield needed that one. Now 3-1.
After that, at Falmouth versus Hyannis here at Bourne, and then here against Orleans. Those middle 3 games, very important for the West Division standings.
3-1. Swing and a miss. Barfield elevates Ortiz. Now a full count to the third baseman from Oklahoma State. An 0-for-3 day from Ortiz. Payoff. Called strike 3. Good start for Jaden Barfield's day, and not a good end to Avery Ortiz's. That's now 3 straight strikeouts for the third baseman.
And Barfield went down 3-0 in that count, battled all the way back. Great to see him not issue the 4-pitch walk and really work to get that one.
Didn't lose Ortiz. There's now 1 away in the top of the 8th. Brock Kettleson walked and scored his last time up. Left on left, first pitch. Slider bends into the zone. Kettleson hitless today, but coming off a 2-for-5 day against Orleans on Sunday. The 0-1. Back to the slider. This one dips below the zone. Count evens a ball and a strike. Kind of expected a bullpen day from Wareham, with Colton Sampson serving as the opener. 1-1. Cut on and missed. Fastest pitch of the day thrown from Jaden Barfield, a 92 mile per hour fastball, and it's now 1-2. But got some length out of Sampson. His longest outing of the summer goes 4 innings. 1-2, punched opposite field, down, base hit. It's a good piece of hitting in a left-on-left matchup for Brock Kettleson. Goes opposite field, and YD has 2 aboard with 1 away.
You mentioned it. Just a nice piece right there. Doesn't overcomplicate it. Slaps it into a left field. Barfield looked in control there as well, but a nice job to battle back.
Brings up John Beverly, who replaced Cole Hansen, the catcher, as a pinch runner. As a part of plethora of substitutions for Scott Pickler. First pitch, Beverly looks at a called strike. 0-1, dots the outside corner. So despite Hansen playing catcher and Mateo Serna replacing him, Serna moved into Tommy Gooden's spot. He's over on second. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Barfield has Beverly uncomfortable. He's behind 0-2. the flip side, Beverly trying to replicate what his teammate Brock Kettleson did. Behind in the count 1-2. Had a base hit. This time fouls it out of play. Count remains 0-2. First at bat of the day for Beverly. 5'11" rising senior from Georgia State, batting .304 this summer. The 0-2. In at the knees. Back to the fastball for Barfield, and the count's 1-2. Now an identical situation to what Brock Kettleson did the previous at-bat. First hit of the day against the reliever Jaden Barfield. The 1-2 from the windup. Punched right side off a couple of hops. Lira took a funny bounce. Still smothered it. Takes it to the bag for 1 out. So Wareham defensively gets the second out of the inning. YD advances a pair of runners. Now 2 in a scoring position for Phoenix Call.
That's a big play right there from Lira. It looks like an easy play, but the ball totally cue balls on him, and he has to stay with it. A really nice job just to get 1 out because that could have been bases loaded right there.
Phoenix Call, a great day. Came in to the matchup batting just 163. First pitch misses inside. Clark snags it. But today, 2 for 3 day, single and a double. Double his last time up. Drove in a run. It was Brock Kettleson. Who's over there on second now. Barfield searching to get out of the inning. 2 away and a 1-0 count. The pitch. Popped up, shallow right field. Sheffield on the back pedal, settles under it. Makes the play for the third out of the inning. YD puts a pair into scoring position, but stranded there from the lefty reliever, Jordan Barfield. But the Red Sox tack on another from a solo shot off the bat of Jake Souders. His second of the day. 6 outs away for the YD Red Sox. Wareham sends its 5, 6, 7 hitters to the plate when we return on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Back at Spillane Field, and Jake Souders has been exceptional today. A large reason why the YD Red Sox have a 5-3 lead, 2 home runs, his first and second of the summer.
330 out there to left field, both those home runs, doing more than enough to get it over the wall. He has been brilliant, and that was some much-needed insurance for YD in the 8th.
A lot of these hits of the game have come off the bat of YD hitters. That last one, the 2 RBI double from Tony Lira. But outside of that, it's been a lot of domination for the Red Sox. It's a new arm out of the pen for YD. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, and it's Andrew Wright, the left-hander out of Cal State Fullerton. Now back-to-back lefties for Scott Pickler and company.
Clearly liking what he's seeing from the lefties, as it's a slew of righties due up for Wareham here in the 8th. But Wright, 35 1/3 pitch this past season with Cal State Fullerton, and he has pitched a couple times so far this season for YD, so he's been doing a nice job on that front. 50 strikeouts, a guy with a 4-pitch mix, and he primarily relies on the fastball. That coming in at 45% against righties, 50 against lefties, topping out at 92.
Exclusively out of the bullpen for Cal State Fullerton. We'll see if Scott Pickler Wants the left-hander for a potential 6-out save in a 5-3 game, or if just wants him to hold things status quo. 5, 6, 7 due up. You mentioned the trio of righties, Tony Lira, Cade Elam, and Dylan Dubovic, the minimum in the bottom of the 8th. Wareham plated 1 run last inning, but Gatemen have never led today. First pitch of the day from Andrew Wright is cut on and missed. It's been a really good start to the summer for Wright.
Certainly has. 5 games, 2 save opportunities, 10 innings, no runs.
1 misses inside.
No earned. 2 have come across, but he's been great.
16 strikeouts in 10 innings. Plenty of swing and miss off the left hand of Andrew Wright. The 1-1. Clips the zone, enter third, 1-2. That backed up by his spring with Cal State Fullerton. 50 strikeouts in 35 and a third, walked just 15 guys. The 1-2. Check swing, the appeal down, and Lira offered. Back-to-back strikeouts from Tony Lira after his 2 RBI double, and there was 1 away. An excellent start for Andrew Wright.
And it makes sense from Scott Pickler after going with a couple of new arms to go with an old reliable out of the bullpen right now. And Andrew Wright, a guy that's been in these save situations before. Who knows if he will go all the way, but certainly off to a strong start.
First pitch to Cade Elam. Broken bat, popped up, foul ground, right on the move, a sliding grab, and he executed it. What a snag from Andrew Wright. With the bat flying into the Wareham dugout, everyone's attention was focused on the floating stick.
Wow.
And Andrew Wright brings the attention right back to himself. There's now 2 outs in the 8th.
Just does it himself. I mean, Cerna didn't know where the ball was. Ryan Smythe out of the dugout talking to Dylan Dubovic, but man, what a play that was. He got it right before it touched the ground. A little snow cone action right there. The pitcher right getting flexible. And wow. And also, I mean, I'm just wowed overall right now because this is one heck of a start. You get the strikeout, the pop out. If you can get Dubovic right here, you are set to go for the 6-out save.
5 pitches so far for Wright. Dubovic 0 for 3 today, 3 strikeouts. Ryan Smythe stepped out of the dugout, talked things over with his right fielder. Whitey with a 2-run lead in the bottom of the 8th. For a deep breath. Wright winds and fires. Inside, hits Dubovic. He's on the base paths for the first time today. Doesn't matter how it happens. Wareham has 1 on.
He'll take it all day, especially with the hot start that Wright had. He just bounces one there, runs it, hits the feet.
Now Noah Sheffield tries to keep the line moving. The Gatemen did have a 2-out rally in the 7th. Sheffield and DeGiorgio that went down consecutively. And then Hamilton was hit by a pitch and came around to score. So this time Dubovic gets hit by a pitch with 2 outs. Sheffield tries to keep it moving. First pitch, he swings and grounds it foul. Right behind his teammate Henry DeGiorgio, strike 1.
And a nice job by Dubovic there to just get on base because this Wareham order has not seen any pitches, really, from Wright. They're at a huge disadvantage right now.
Yeah, 1. Swing and a foul ball right side, curling out of play.
Foul ball, courtesy of attorney Glenn Hannington, his daughter Tevis, and his grandsons Chase and
Runner on first, and Dubovic has stolen 3 bases with 2 outs. Wouldn't be surprised Wareham tries to take the extra bag. 0-2. Another one, and Sheffield now into protect mode and a 2-strike count. A couple of left-handers for YD have somewhat eliminated that threat on the Wareham side. 0-2. Inside. Easy take for Sheffield.
Just got to keep the line moving, keep seeing pitches, because right in a flow.
It's 9-1-2 due up for the Red Sox. 1-2. Hit up the middle, through for a base hit. Dubovic stays put at second. It's the smart call, as Call came up throwing. Still 2 on, 2 away. First hit of the day for Noah Sheffield. 2 aboard.
Nice piece right there. He just puts it back from where it came from, which is right up the middle. Hard hit ball into center field. That's what you want to see from Noah Sheffield after he was 0 for his last 6.
It's now Henry DeGiorgio. Batting 9th, 0 for 3 today. And a left-on-left matchup with Andrew Wright. Trying to work on a couple of 2-out base runners. First pitch cut on and missed. Goes to the slider at 79. Dials it up. Plenty to left-handed hitters. Fastball and slider combined for 90% of his pitches to left-handed hitters. The 0-1. Back to the slider. Another swing and a miss. That time started him on the outer third. Tails outside. Giorgio behind 0-2. Gatemen had 2 base runners in the 7th. They've now got 2 base runners in the 8th. Plated 1 in the 7th. The 0-2. Well outside. Fastball easy take for DeGiorgio in the count 1-2.
Good waste pitch, though.
See it right there today. Gateman 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Right now it's Dylan Dubovic off of second. DeGiorgio tries to extend the inning. The 1-2. Punched foul. Shortstop stays alive.
Just a nice way to keep the at-bat alive. 2 strikes on you. You know that right's coming for you. You have to protect, do whatever possible.
The 1-2. From the belt. Slider cut on and missed. All 3 pitches that DeGiorgio swung and missed at were the breaker from Andrew Wright in his first inning of work out of the pen, assisted by some exceptional defense. Sliding to the seat of his pants, we head to the 9th on the other side. 5-3, YD leads.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Another Alyssa Wadling intuitive pitching change. It's Caleb Barnett. But first, Dan, we take a look around the Cape. Born with a 9-2 lead over Chatham. Gatemen have the Anglers tomorrow. Take on a sputtering Chatham team after not its best day. 3 errors in the field. That catches my eye.
Yeah, it's not good all around really for Wareham because Bourne takes the win in the interleague play. Cotuit, if this result is to hold, will go up by 2 games for that final playoff spot after taking down Falmouth today. And Hyannis takes down Orleans, another team that you're in the hunt for the other West Division teams taking advantage of the interleague play today.
Absolutely. Bourne and Chatham, the only other game in action, but big win for Hyannis. Just one run, all it takes. Harbor Hawks excellent out of the pen today. Caleb Barnett tries to be excellent out of the pen for the Gatemen in this one. Right-hander from Alabama, the two-way guy who has hit for Wareham, but today he makes his debut on the hill for Ryan Smythe.
Interested to see how he does. He's probably the last two-way guy to go this season. We've seen Caden McDonald do it.
First pitch to Reed Howard, swing and a miss. Counts 0-1. 9-1-2 due up for YD in a 5-3 game. Last chance for some insurance on the Red Sox side. The 0-1. Fastball outside corner. Right into the zone, and the count's 0-2. Barnett flashing a low 90s fastball against the bottom of the Red Sox lineup. From the windup, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. A devastating breaking ball to Reed Howard. He waves and misses, and there's one away in the ninth.
That was nasty. After the first two pitches up top, drops in the big breaker, and it works to perfection.
Kevin Takeuchi, leadoff man from USC. A 1-for-4 day from him. Started the game with a single. Since then, he's been retired 3 consecutive trips to the plate. First pitch looks at a fastball on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Sixth arm of the day for Wareham, outside of the opener Colton Sampson, who gave the Gatemen 4 innings. Each of the other 4 have gone just 1. One foul tipped into the mid of Clark. Great start to Caleb Barnett's day, trying to sit down Takeuchi.
He looks great.
Yeah, so they have that dynasty.
0-2. Barnett lifts the leg, brings it home. It's just outside. 92-mile-an-hour four-seamer, and the count's 1-2. Bryce Turner was trusted with the second inning, but got into a little bit of trouble, and Ryan Smythe pulls him for Jaden Barfield, whose line is final. Goes 1 inning, allows 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout for the left-hander out of Oklahoma. The 1-2. Another breaking ball swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Caleb Barnett, and they're both on that 12-6 curve, Dan, and there's 2 away.
That's nasty right now, and it's working really well for him. First time that we've seen him in a game, and it's a high-leverage spot, trying to keep this a 2-run ball game. He struck out back-to-back hitters.
So a pinch hitter for the Red Sox. It's Brady Dallimore, the catcher from TCU. He replaces Lucas Franco, who was the shortstop. We'll see what YD does defensively, because Dallimore definitely not a guy that you can just slot in there on the infield. Mateo Cerno, one of the catchers for YD, was already used as a defensive replacement. Dallimore swings and skies it foul. Cerner came into the game for the starter, Cole Hansen. Could just be the end of the day for Lucas Franco. See what Scott Pickler has up his sleeve. The 0-1 is cut on and missed. Breaking ball tails low.
That curveball is devastating.
Trying to strike out the side. The 0-2. Called strike 3. Just 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning for Caleb Barnett. How about that for a debut on the mound? Tries to give the Wareham offense some momentum. Down to their final 3 outs, but it's the top of the order due up for the Gatemen. RJ Hamilton, Jason Wax, and Levi Clark when we return on Cape League TV.
Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Time for the bottom of the ninth. Tomorrow, Wareham heads to Chatham. Right now, though, the Gatemen focus on a come-from-behind effort against the Whitey Red Sox. Andrew Wright to the mound to try and pick up the 6-out save and give Whitey its 17th win in 20 games. A couple of defensive replacements. Ty Manolfi into the game. He replaces Ty Franco. Franco moves to second. Manolfi moves to second. Howard goes from second to short. Top of the order due up from Wareham. First pitch to R.J. Hamilton is a breaking ball that tails to the bottom third. A called strike, 0-1. 1-2-3 due up, righty, lefty, righty. Jason Wax, the left-handed hitter who's on deck, still there, facing the left-hand right. The 0-1. Inside corner, Hamilton didn't like it. So right, back-to-back strikes to start out the ninth. Wax started his day 0 for 2, and some more pitch comm issues from YD. Now the third time we've seen this happen today.
Feels like a twisted joke at this point that the pitch comm has been so out of whack. They need to get some technician on that, fix it before the next game.
Maybe get some more batteries. Maybe remember to plug
Maybe
it in
they
at
didn't
night.
Charge them yesterday. The back-to-back off days mess things up.
Yeah, no doubt. That's another point. Even more of the reason why this is starting to pile on. Hamilton digs back in. An 0-2 count. Leadoff man in the top of the ninth. First pitch. Grounded left side to Howard. First play at short. He throws on in time. Moves from second to short. Handles it with ease. There's one gone in the ninth.
No worries there. Strong throw over to first, and it's big to get Hamilton retired, a very speedy guy that could wreak havoc out there. He does a nice job. And with one down, Jason Wax to the plate.
Wax back-to-back walks. Center fielder on his way to LSU. It's the left-handed reliever, Andrew Wright. First pitch, nasty slider. Bends inside, locates the zone. It's 0-1. YD, 5 runs on 8 hits. Wareham, 3 runs on 5 hits. 0-1 outside. 89-mile-an-hour sinker. A 5-3 game. Red Sox trying to pick up their third win in 3 tries against the Gatemen. 1-1. Fires to the outside corner. Right ahead, 1-2. From the windup. Tapped foul. Wax stays alive. You're on a 2-strike count, looking to protect.
Needs to find a way here. Need to start something.
Wax mentioned it. Whitey going for 3 wins in 3 games against Wareham. Wax hitless in all 3 matchups. Looking for that first one here. The 1-2 misses inside. Good take from Wax, and the count levels at 2-2. In Wright's first inning of work, hit a batter, and then allowed a single. That was it. Worked around it with a couple of strikeouts. 2-2. Just outside. That's a tough pitch to lay off of if you're Wax, but he does so, and the count runs full.
It's a good miss. Right on the outside part of the plate. Huge pitch here.
Base is clear. Wax trying to give the Gatemen a 1-out base runner. The payoff from Wright. Flied into shallow right field. Kettleson comes in, drifts towards the gap, and makes the play. So Wax works the count full, saw a couple of pitches, fought one off, but couldn't drop, and now the Gatemen down to their final out, and it's Levi Clark.
Offense has just kind of fallen flat here in the last 2 innings. Have been relying on doing a lot of things with 2 outs, and if you want to stay in this ball game, going to have to do the same thing here.
First pitch to Clark. He swings and pops it foul right side. If Wareham gets there, it looks like it'll be a pinch hitter. Cohen Nikolai is on deck now for the Gatemen, as opposed to the left-handed Nate Nowitzki. But right now, all the pressure is on Levi Clark. The 0-1 from the windup. Grounded foul left side. Gatemen down to their final strike. Wright trying to get through his 12th inning without allowing an earned run. It's been a fantastic start for the Red Sox. He trusts his defense behind him. YD with just 7 unearned runs this year, the fewest in the Cape League by a long shot. And Wright, a part of that outstanding defense, made a sliding play and foul ground to help retire the side in the 8th. New bat for Levi Clark and an 0-2 count with 2 away. From the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Andrew Wright shuts the door, gets the 6-out save, and the Red Sox go 3 for 3 so far this summer against the Gatemen. And YD moves to 17-2-1. An unreal start to the summer. And that first half for the Red Sox capped off by another outstanding win, 5-3 the final.
Wareham was in this game, though. I mean, don't get it twisted. Had their opportunities, left a base runner on in every single inning from the 4th until this 9th. So the chances were there for Wareham, but once again, situational hitting a problem. YD capitalized on the opportunities, and Wareham has now lost 2 of the last 3.
That does it. Just a reminder that this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. Wareham falls to 5-15. YD to 17-2-1. Scott Pickler's group continues to roll. We are back tomorrow as the Gatemen hit the road on to Chatham. First pitch set for 7 o'clock. YD hosts Brewster at Red Wilson Field tomorrow afternoon at 5. That does it for our coverage of Wareham Gatemen baseball. The Gatemen fall to 5-6 at home at Spillane Field and search for their first win on the road this summer tomorrow night. We will talk to you then here on the Wareham Gatemen Baseball Network.